How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggly with It. I'm Will, and well, Others is not here with me today. So we are doing a solo playthrough, or at least in this case, we're doing the solo playthrough of the tutorial for ISS Vanguard. I need to get this out of the way. Figured I'll go ahead and film it. Maybe it'll be useful to somebody else. I've seen a couple other people have the tutorial up, so this isn't anything new. If you've seen the tutorial, this is the same thing. We're going to be going through the book the way that it is laid out. I do have the app up and running. I did get that fixed. We were having issues with my father's work, and it was kind of a mess, but I think I've got that resolved. Either way, let me go ahead and flip over the camera, and I will give I was going to say I'll give a brief rundown of how the game works, but the tutorial is going to do that for us. So we'll just go with step one in the first part of the tutorial and get to playing. There we go. I got to figure out I'm using a mouse instead of my keypad, although half the time I forget to use my keypad. So here we go. We are set up for ISS Vanguard as the instructions said. Over here on the right, I do have some different dice that it told me to put out, as well as some orange dice over here, some purple cubes, and then, of course, the first player marker is the ISS Vanguard, but they do have the regular token as well. I'm really not sure why they give you both, because I think this is supposed to be the first player marker, or it's just a cosmetic item. Similarly, with the Close Encounters box, you get a bunch of the ships that you're going to be able to build. Don't know if they're cosmetic or what, but either way, we got the ISS Vanguard. We have our action token. We have our boards. Over here, we have a whole bunch of dice that we're going to need in a little bit. And then over here, where you guys can't see, I do have the different section boxes. So I have everything ready to go. So the first thing that it's telling us to do is prepare the away team. So of course, the first thing it's going to say is remove the this side up. So we have two decks here. We have deck A and deck B. And put them in the right order so I don't forget them. It says remove this and put it back in the box. So in the box, there's going to be a section. Actually, I guess I could probably put this over. That might stay out of camera if I put it up here. Although then it's right by the microphone. And I kind of need the microphone in case I'm talking that direction. All right, we'll just keep this in Ovidy's chair for now. Definitely have to figure this out for when it's going to be both of us. But yeah, there's a section in the boxes where it says put all your discarded cards there. So we'll just go ahead and throw that in there for now. Anything that's removed goes into card B, or tray B, which is a black tray. Take the top four cards of the tutorial decks. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are our first 4 crew members. There's a big old stack. I think it's like 90-something crew members. I do have the personnel files because at the end of the tutorial, you do get to level up. And the personnel file says add this in whenever you're playing the campaign. It doesn't say the tutorial is or isn't part of the campaign. So we will be able to probably see some of the personnel files in this playthrough as well. All right. So we have 3 people here, or 4 people here. We have Jae Young, Jalop Orich, Amir Zainab, and Riko Hashimura. In the tutorial, it tells you to put them in their respective, there we go, sections. But when you get the personnel later, it's all random. Everybody can be in any particular section. So first we need the blue section. This is for Riku. So Riku goes to the blue security section. So we will use the female version of the player piece. So we'll just move that over there. So that is Riku. And then we have science is Amir. So we'll put Amir here in the science section. He is Morado. So we have Morado for Amir. In this tutorial, we're going to have to play Amir and one other section. I'm probably going to go with the security and science. That makes the most sense. I mean, thematically it makes sense, right? I'm going to send my security guy down with my science officer, and we're going to try to figure out what's going on. Also, from a gameplay perspective, that gives me the best pool of dice. So the next is the recon section. So recon is pink, and that is Jope. So Jope is here. And he is, where's his mini? That's his mini. And I think I did mess up. I think security is Riku, and I think I did Cho. I don't know why I did Cho. Should be Riku, which means that Cho is the engineering section. So she is right there. All right, so we'll take these other miniaturas right there. Now these are painted. I actually just knocked these out earlier this afternoon. Took me probably less than 2 hours to get them all done. If you want to go out to Instagram, I do have a picture of them painted. On Board Game Geek, I made a post which shows the pre-prime, post-prime state as well, if you'd rather go there instead of Instagram. All right, so then it says place each crew member in a rank 1 sleeve. So, all right, we can do that. So in the back here, you're going to have a bunch of sleeves. The sleeves have different ranks on the corners, 1, 2, and 3. And you'll be able to level up different characters at different times. If you ever run out of sleeves, I believe you're supposed to then just retire somebody, put them back in the crew section, and do that. All right, so that is that one. I don't think we need anything else in this box right now. Well, we do need this, because I am going to take her. So we'll put her there. And then we are going to take Amir. So we will take the first sleeve for Amir. I don't know how the calculator opened up over there. Must have hit something. All right, so we have Amir here. He is a rank 1. And we need his little turn token. I put him inside the box. It didn't say to do that, but I feel like that makes the most sense because you're going to hand somebody this box if you're going to play with multiple players. And that way it's already in there. All right. Might change later because I know that's where the dice go. And you may end up with too many dice for it to fit. But for me, right now, that fits. All right. And then the last one is Jope or Jope. Jope. You say tomato. I say tomato. All right. So that is Jope. All right. So that is all of our crew members. All right. And this will change based on the number of players in the game. So in a 1-player game, you're going to play 2 characters. 2-player game, you're going to have 2. 3-player game, 3. 4-player, 4. In a normal playthrough, the recommendation is that a 1-player game, they control all 4 sections. Doesn't mean they all have to go on the away team. You just control all 4 sections, either 2 on the planet, 2 on the ship, or however you want to do it. 2 players, 2 each. So each person controls 2 sections. And then 3-player, 2 players control 1, 1 player controls 2, and then 4-player, everybody controls 1 section. All right. Select crew members that will go on the away team. That would be these 2. So we need our security board. We need our science board. So our other 2 boards will go back into the game box. And we will put their cards on their board. There we go. So science and security. We have our turn available tokens. I can't see both of them there, so I guess I'm going to have to do them like that maybe. Yep, that'll work. All right. So we got their crew boards. Now we need to do the dice. Now some dice are, of course, going to go into the inside, some aren't. And you got to be careful when you're selecting the dice because they do have, just because they're all red, they are different. So you can see here, this one has the little axe symbol. This has the Vanguard symbol. This one has a wild Vanguard symbol. So they're different symbols. So you want to make sure you get the symbol that matches what it shows. So security, and then a shield, and then a strength. And then red for him is this one. And then for recon, which is going to go in the box, they get one of these and one of the strength. And the way you can tell which dice it is, they put the 4 corners, the dots on the 4 corners, so you can determine that that's the main face of that die. So those are the 2 that recon gets. So we'll just toss those both in there. And then who else are we taking? We're not taking engineering. All right, so engineering gets a pickaxe and one of those. All right, and the rest of those will be used at a later date, I guess. All right, next is the green dice. So my security gets one of these. Science gets, or hang on, am I doing this right? Yeah, science gets one of these and one of the spanners, little wrench things. There is the little wrench thing. That's DNA, DNA, DNA. That's not it. Yeah. Oh, no, it's a DNA. It looked like wrench. Wow. I'd say that doesn't make sense. I think the wrench is on the blue die. All right. That takes care of both of them. The two that are not going along, the pink gets one of these and one of these. And the yellow gets one of these. All right, so that is numero dos. All right. Then the last are the blue dice. Now I got the regular dice. I saw this special dice. And I was like, well, I really don't need them. I'm almost glad I didn't, because I've seen lots of like mixed opinions on how well those dice are readable in terms of readability. And for a gameplay like this, where we're gonna have to play it for you guys, definitely wouldn't be readable. But two, I've seen like there's not a lot of consistency in those dice. I've seen a lot of different like saturations of the colors. I'm looking for, that's what I'm looking for. All right, and then pink gets one, and then yellow gets a wrench and one of these. All right, I think we've got all of our dice. All right. Place crew boards, put them on, put the rink sleeve. All right. Place crew boards for the sections included in the away team. Place any unused crew boards back in the box and place the crew members not in the away team into the resting crew section, which is in tray B. So they will be resting. And the benefit of the resting crew is that they are used later when we do the, I think the ship section. All right. Each player chooses a menu to represent. We've got that done. Go to log 5. ISS Vanguard logs are not resolved in consecutive order, even though you read. Oops, hang on. Prepare the section die. Oh, I'm kind of already ahead of myself. The section die was next, which is weird. It says do the section die, but you weren't taking two of them with you. But all right. So let's go ahead and we will go over to here. And I didn't realize, I think my webcam's in a different position, so it's going to keep, that's going to be weird for me. All right. So this is log number 0. So this is the very beginning. So there is a comic that comes with it. I'm not going to read through the comic. I was thinking I was going to. There is a comic that comes with it. This gives you the story of what ISS Vanguard is about. I don't even know if that was visible because I'm got an app in front of my screen. But this kind of gives you a rundown of what it's about. Simply put, scientists found a DNA strand that exists in 70% of all humans. They found a location in space mapped into our DNA. So of course we're trying to go out exploring to find out what that's about, right? So let's go ahead and we got log 0.
Good morning, crew. If you're hearing this, it means you belong to a small group of essential personnel waking up in the first wave. Let me bring you up to speed. For the last 2 years, Vanguard has been cruising safely to our destination, following alien coordinates to the main objective of our mission. 5 days ago, we switched off the Alcubierre drive and dropped to sub-light speed. You might feel a bit heavy on the main deck. Gravitational compensators keep deceleration down to a slightly uncomfortable 2G. The red zones on the ship are locked and off limits, unless you want to experience what 90G feels like. We're now approaching our target. So far, sensors aren't picking up anything, but don't let that get you down. We're still a ways off, and...
Collision course alert. Action required.
Report. What's going on?
Sir, we're detecting a massive cloaked object directly in our path. The calculations show we're 3 weeks from impact.
Begin evasive maneuvers.
Sir, this object is several times larger than our solar system, a diameter of nearly 200 astronomical units. Considering our current speed, I'm not sure we'll be able to adjust the course in time.
How could we miss something as big?
The object employs some active cloaking technology and does not seem to have any gravitational interactions with nearby systems.
Sergeant Nahi, are the section leaders awake?
Yes, sir.
Get them up here and lock down the bridge. Not a word of this to anyone. We don't want to cause a panic on board.
All right, so that's it. So we are the section leaders. So that's basically each of the sections we talked about setting up at the beginning. Hey, mister, looking good. Thanks. I appreciate it. I want to do something quick and easy. So I've been trying a lot of different techniques with our different games to see how quickly I can get them painted. Some we're still gonna do the full detail, but we got a lot of minis to paint to include. I do have about 200 minis I got to paint for somebody who made a couple generous donations to Extra Life. All right, so follow the subsections and tutorial on page 11 of the rulebook. All right, which we kind of did. Now it's telling us to go to log number 5. Go to log 5. It says ISS logs are not resolved in consecutive order, even though you read log 1 previously. You should go to log 5 now and not log 2. So we're basically, your logs are going to be whenever it tells us to read it, we're going to read it. So it wants us to do number 5 and go button.
Capcom, this is the away team. We're approaching the target. Our short-range scans detect an outer shell of unknown carbon allotrope that seems to absorb all emissions. We have no way of knowing what's inside.
We're already crunching your data, away team. I'll let you know if we find anything.
No wonder we couldn't detect this thing. It was literally built to be invisible.
Should we attempt the landing?
No, we're not sure how resilient the structure is. Make a closer flyby and deploy a sample gathering drone.
Roger, Vanguard. We're...
Wait, I'm detecting something on the surface of the sphere. A metallic object embedded in its shell. Look here. The surface around it is cracked, almost as if it crashed into it. It's turning toward us? We're hit! It's shooting at us! It's some sort of automated sentry, anchored on the sphere!
Abort. Do you copy, away team? Abort mission now.
All right, well, that doesn't seem very good. You've crashed on the surface of an alien object. Continue reading the prepare section, dice, and card instruction on page 12. All right, so we'll go back to there. All right, so we're going back to page 12. So we prepared the way team. Put that over there. Now we have prepared the dice. We've done the exact dice that's there. Now we're going to prepare the section cards. So it says take the top 12 cards of tutorial deck A, which is all of these here. There are more section cards inside of the section boxes. So when you first get the game, it's going to have you set up everything, put everything behind its dividers, except for the tutorial, right? So we're going to then give each section their cards. So we have pink, right? So we got our purple for science, blue for security, and then the pink and the yellow will go back into their section boxes. There we go. All right. Each player draws the top 2 cards from the scenarios section deck into their hand. Yeah, all right. So we should draw 2. So I should have endurance and backup plan. And then this is for her draw. And then for Amir, I should have trial and error and improvised treatment. Yep. So those, and then that's his extra from his draw pile. All right, we did all that. Playing solo, you must keep the hands of the 2 crew members separate, which is a different thing. A lot of different games play it differently. I know we just finished Familiar Tales. Familiar Tales had us mix them together, which kind of made it easier because you didn't have to keep up with 2 hands of cards. Prepare the planet board. Open the planet to pages 2 and 3. We're going to go ahead and do this. There shouldn't be much that I need to do down in this box anymore because, again, that's for the regular game. All the tutorial cards, they've already got us up here at the top. Remove the game this side up from section B. I say that and now I got to put a card down in here. All right. Take the top card is the rank up card. So this is the on the incomplete side. So this will be our objective on this planet. All of us should familiarize ourselves. So tutorial, place this card face up. To increase the ranks after a planetary exploration, your team will need to fulfill a specific task listed on the rank up card and gather enough success tokens. In this exploration, you need to gather 3 success tokens. Once you do, flip this to the complete side. So this one, we just need to complete 3 missions, and then we'll flip this over. That will rank us up, which means then we'll be able to do the personnel files, because I skimmed through a little bit later, and it doesn't have you put these characters that you rank up back in the box. There is an option to reset the game, but it's not part of the tutorial if you do the tutorial. So the tutorial also, the benefit of doing it, kind of gives you a head start. So this is our rank up card, so it goes up there, which is a little bit further away from me than I'd like it to be, but that's fine. At least it's not way over there. All right, so we did that. Normally in a campaign, you'll get to draw 2 cards and choose which one. Tutorial, of course, this is all scripted. It's going to have us go through a couple moves, very pre-scripted. So we'll have to do exactly what it says. Next, take the card from B, Unique Discovery 1, place it face down here. So that is our Unique Discovery. Takes the next card from the tutorial deck, AMO1, Mission 1, place it face up on the mission space here. However, do not read it yet. Okay, we will read that later. The space to the bottom right of the planet board is for a global condition card. So we don't have this yet. At some point, it's going to have us update this. Basically, the planet is going to change, and then we're going to have to change that. Right now, what it's saying is that we have unlimited supplies in the tutorial. We can travel with any dice, or we can roll the purple, the hazard dice to go through that particular sector. All right. Oh, I am missing a card. I'm missing I missed part of my setup. I missed me player aid. See, I would like these. That's one thing I noticed. These are too big to fit in the section box. It'd been nice if these would have fit in the section box. Deadly Space Mode we're not playing, and behind that are a bunch of aliens that we don't want to look at yet. Spoilers, as they say. All right, so we'll keep that there. We'll put the danger die there. And then I have my handy dandy player aid, which this is going to do anyways. All right, so take a look at the sectors of the board. The number a sector is shown in the bottom corner. Some sectors 1, 2, 6, and 7 contain a pre-printed point of interest. So those have pre-printed points of interest. Some are empty and contain a log entry. The lines connecting some points present available paths. So you'll see arrows pointing the directions you can go. So this one, the arrow points down to here. The arrow points back up here. This one, however, is a one-way street. You go this way, you can't go back. It's kind of got like a little symbol here saying no. It's not really a stop sign, or even a warning or caution sign. Take the top 11 cards of the tutorial deck, P101 through P000. Place them face down next to the planet board, which technically they already were. Those are our points of interest. All right. Take the top 4 cards of the injury deck. All right. Well, this doesn't, I'm not sure I want injuries, but there are injury cards. All right. And then whenever you are instructed to gain just a scratch injury, this is a tutorial refers to injuries section. Continue the tutorial part on page 22. So basically right now, all we're going to get are these little just a scratch injuries. But later there'll be worse injuries. We'll lose legs, we'll lose limbs, we can die, right? Those kinds of things happen. Place the mini for Amir in section 1. All right. And then place the mini for the other crew member in here. If you're playing multiple player, it's just going to have you go back and forth. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll just have you go back and forth. Always place some minis and components so they don't obscure anything. Be considerate to the other players on the board, right? For me, it's going to be trying to make sure you guys can see it. Take our turn available icons, and then Amir gets the starting player marker. So I don't know where I'm going to put that. I guess I'll just put there. So he is the start player. All right. Now we get to read out our mission. All right. Our mission, should we choose to accept it? It's mission impossible. Mission regroup. Scattered across the desperate sections of an enormous alien sphere, we must find a way to regroup. Objective. Regroup in Sector 4. All crew members need to be present in sector at the same time. So Sector 4 is right here. So I have to get both crew members there, which I'm really confused how that's going to happen because I can't go this way. Huh. All right. Hint, whenever someone enters Sector 4, don't forget to go to the log listed there. So the first time we go there, it'll be 1. When we get the other person there, the log will change. If on a 4-player game, it's the same log until all 4 people get there. It's going to ask, are you sure? Again, I watch the tutorials as well. Completion, when you fulfill the objective, you'll be asked to discard this mission. All right. So Amir's first action. So now we're going to go ahead. Whoop, we can't go into the first action yet. It says that we need to listen to a log report first. So something important has happened here. So we'll do number 20.
Away team, exploration report 27C.
We survived the crash, but we were not out of the woods yet. The lander broke into 2 parts upon impact, and some of us were trapped inside its mangled tail section.
All right, so continue reading Amir's first action as listed on page 15. All right. There we go. All right, so Amir's first action. Planetary exploration is divided into a series of rounds. Each round, the crew members have the start token going clockwise. So basically, Amir gets the start token this time. And then we have how many actions he has left. So right now he has 2 actions left. Our actions consist of action step, or end of turn step, and so forth. The different actions we can take right here. So we can travel, meaning we can go along a path. We can rest, which allows us to refresh our dice, half our dice rounded up. And we can draw a section card, and then we can prepare, which allows us to draw a section card and make a dice check to trigger dice combinations, which I guess it'll get into later. Lift off, once you want to leave the planet. And then exertion, which is not an action. So anytime you don't have the dice, you can sacrifice 1 die, and then you can gain an exhausted injury instead. But then you refresh all 5 of your die, or refresh, I guess, up to 5 dice. If you've gotten down to 3, then you're just going to refresh 3. All right. So the first action it tells us to do is to. So there we go. We went over that. So Amir would like to perform a travel action to move to Sector 5. However, there is a red icon in the top right-hand corner. Thanks a lot for your preparation time. It shows it's much more clear for me. Thanks. Oh, hey, Dark Maw. How you doing, man? So basically there's a little red symbol there. That means we can't go anywhere. We can't do our travel action. So I've got to get past that. Instead, I'm going to perform a special action, which on here, there's a little, it's like a little arrow symbol, which means that it is a special action, which will involve his dice check. All right. Dice checks, basically you roll the die and then you'll need to get the success. So here I would need to be able to get either a strength, the shield, or the compass, which of course Amir does not have any of those. But if I got one of those, then I get to gain a success token. Where did I put the success tokens? Look at that. See, I was getting complimented about being prepared, and I don't have my success tokens. That's because they're over here. I did have them. See, I did have them, but I thought they were part of the ship. I forgot. The success tokens are not part of the ship phase yet. So we'll just take all these out. It did tell me to take all these out. I just didn't listen. All right, but we'll gain a success token if we successfully do that. Some of these, like here, if you fail, then you're going to roll the hazard die, the danger die, to see what happens. And this has an auto success. So it's got like a little red arrow from the bottom one pointing up to the top. Some of them don't. Some of them it's a failure, and that's all you do. You roll your danger die, and you call it a day. But this one, it's an auto success, and then we will get to do what it says here, which is replace with point of interest number 101. There's only 101 here, but sometimes there are multiples of a point of interest, and you just have to shuffle. So if there's 3 of them, you shuffle the 3 together and pick one at random. All right, so put that there. All right, so at the start of the dice check, the crew member performs a dice check, takes any number of die from their crew into their hand. You estimate a number you need to get the desired result. You'll look at the row to see how many you want, right? So let's see here. Looking at Amir's available dice, he has no dice with the icons needed. So he is going to choose to roll no dice and just accept the outcome. However, Amir doesn't like the idea of rolling the danger die because you can just fail it. I mean, if I don't roll any dice, I'm going to fail. But Amir is not that kind of guy. He's a true blue, as they say, right? So he's going to take his red and blue die, as indicated in the image, and then we're going to roll our die. All right, so we're going to roll both those die. So that is step 1 of the dice resolution. So on the back here, there is a whole dice resolution. So the first thing we did was choose our die. We took any number of die, add injury, which we didn't have any injury or danger die. We rolled the dice. All dice are rolled at the same time, right? Then we can choose to modify, right? So modifying the dice, which is step 4, is if we did not have a success, and we did not have a success, right? We had a regular like success for a blue and a red, if it just needed a blue or red. We did not succeed in getting one of those symbols. So what he is going to do, Amir is going to take his trial and error card, and he's going to play that. So the trial and error card, during a dice check, move 1 die from the roll pool into the owner's spent pool, and then turn the other die to any face. So we're just going to spend that one there. And then we're going to turn this to any face. We're going to turn this to a Vanguard. Vanguard is wild, meaning that it qualifies for everything, right? So we did that. And then we put this in our discard. We'll just put the discard underneath because we kind of can't put it there. So we'll just put it there. All right. So after resolving the section card, then we got to look over here to see what we have. If we have succeeded or not. We have succeeded, so we're going to go ahead and put this little marker there to remember that we didn't succeed. Check for dice combinations. There are no dice combinations, at least right now, so it says skip that step. Resolve the injury and danger die. We don't have any of that, so we're going to skip that step. Resolve special effects, again, does not exist. We're going to skip that. Mark outcomes, which is what we did over there, so I kind of already got to that point. All right, and then number 9, spend remaining dice. So we got to spin this die. I forgot to spin that. Should have spun that dice to accomplish that by putting it there in the spent dice. And then we're going to resolve the outcomes. So the outcome here is we will gain 1 success token. So we'll put that up there. And then it says that we will read, we just replace it with point of interest 101. So there we go, point of interest 101 right there. I guess I should read the point of interest. We can't reach the other part of our lander via the surface, but we could descend into the honeycomb structure of the sphere. So basically here there is a new special action that says take the surface samples. It needs a pickaxe, a science symbol, or a computer symbol, and that will allow us to gain 1 success. If we do not have those, of course, we can just spend 1 of any color die, and then we gain a unique discovery 1, and we replace this with card P000. If we fail, we have to roll the danger die. So searching for things is good because you need resources to be able to improve your ship. So we may want to do that. All right. So that was his first action. So he has 1 action left. So let's see what it tells us to do. Okay, so Amir's second action. Amir finds himself on the outer surface card. The POI has another special print on it. However, though each crew member performs 2 actions per turn, they can only perform 1 special action, right? So you can special action is once, everything else is multiple. This one, of course, no longer has the red symbol there, so we can now actually come over here to section 5 if we want to. So what we're going to go ahead and do is yeah, so global, it's going back to this movement that I talked about earlier. So global condition says how we move to get to that. So For the purpose of the tutorial, say Amir decides to take the risk of rolling a danger die instead of spending 1 die. So basically they're going to teach us how to use the danger die. So instead of me spending one of my 2 greens, I'm going to roll the danger die. All right. And that was a very bad roll. It just kind of popped on my hand, but that's fine. So it is a 1. If a symbol rolled in danger die is not described here, it has no effect. All right. So we need to look at our letter. Not sure what the A, B, C, D is. It doesn't talk about the A, B, C, D. E, F, G, H, I, J, T. Oh. We're T. Okay. So there's a T here. There's a T here. Okay, for T for travel. Okay. So we got a 1 symbol on a T for travel. So we gain just a scratch injury. All right. So we're going to gain the just a scratch injury. So if you have a just a scratch injury, you cannot gain another injury. If you gain another injury, ignore it. But basically what happens is if we roll one of these die, the blood die, we have to get rid of one of our dice. So we did take an injury. So we're going to take our injury card here. And then we're going to put this in one of our spots. Right now, it's not that big of a deal because we don't have that many dice. But once you start getting more dice and you start filling this up, injuries will start clogging up your hand there. Just really doesn't matter which symbol it goes on. All right. So gain just a scratch injury. So there are a number of ways you can become injured during the mission. See injuries on page 22 for full details. Regardless of the result, move Amir to section 5. Since there isn't a log number listed in the sector, resolve it now. So we're going to go to log number 227.
Do you read me? I'm now under the surface of the sphere. It seems that the cloaking panels rest on a delicate carbon mesh, sparse enough to squeeze through.
Good. We can use this to navigate under chasms and cracks.
I wonder how deep it goes.
Stay focused on your mission. We need to regroup first.
Roger that.
Not sure what the ding means. It goes ding at the end. All right. So basically there is a bunch of cracks. There's a carbon fiber mesh and he wants to go down there. All right. Place point of interest number 109 in sector 5. 108, 109. All right. So this goes here. So carbon mesh. There's no obvious way forward. There's a labyrinth of tiny passages. All right. So this needs a compass or a computer. It is a special action, but it is a hazardous special action. It does require me to roll the danger die. If you succeed, take your crew member and any number of assistant crew members from the sector and place them in sector 4. So basically I was trying to figure out how do I get through this. We're basically going through the crevices and the cracks in the ground and kind of going underground there. And then if we fail, we go to log 112. And this is not an auto succeed. So this one's going to have a log entry, which might tell us to do something or change something. And it's got this little symbol here at the top, which is telling us that as well. And since it doesn't have that red mark, if we fail, we would have to try again to be able to continue. All right. So that was his second action. So I'm going to pass this over to the second crew member. So end of his turn. Amir's turn is now over. Flip the turn token to turn ended side, which is right there. And then normally, at this time, the crew member must draw and resolve an event card. However, we don't have any event cards. They will be occurring at a later time. All right. All right. Oh, okay. So it's a log, but it's not voiceover. As you can see, the sector appears to be a dead end. The only other path connects the sector to sector 6, but unfortunately the directional area indicates that you can only travel from sector 6 to sector 5, but not sector 5 to sector 6. Amir's turn is now over, but before continuing, take a moment to look at the two interesting features of the card just revealed. The special action is a danger die icon. So that means that you can perform the special action. You must roll a danger die along with your other die to resolve the effect before you can resolve the rest of the results. The special effect between the name of the action and the outcome instructs you to resolve the red outcome if you have at least one accident. This one is immediate special effect and can be explained in the rulebook. All right, so if we have an accident, okay, so that's for the accident. If we failed down there, that's for the accident. All right. All right, continue reading Amir's instructions on page 18, which we already did. And then it's telling us to go to log number 50.
Away team, exploration report 1B.
When I woke, the cockpit was dark and filled with smoke. A strange glow seeped in through the cracks of the fuselage. Whatever this turret brought us down with, it was still eating through the hull, melting steel like butter. I thought about the oxygen tanks and supplies in the cargo bay below the cockpit. If we were to survive until the rescue, they needed to be saved.
I guess the ding's just like the end of text report, so it just goes ding. All right, so we have to find our supplies at that location. Continue reading the second crew member's turn on page 19. All right, so go ahead and flip that back over. All right, second crew member's turn after we did log 50. Any crew member in Sector 2 also faces a difficult situation. The melting hull is endangering volatile gas tanks. The point of interest also depicts the do not move icon. So we have to basically deal with this emergency first. With this particular emergency, it does a multi-part dice check. So you see there are 3 in the success, 3 in the failure. So anytime we get a exclamation point, which is a accident, then we have to mark the bottom track. And then anytime we get a success, then of course we mark the success track. All right. So if we're successful, we gain 1 success token, replace with card P102. If we are unsuccessful, then we need to roll the danger die. And then it's the T. So it's okay, no, T isn't travel. T is tutorial. Where is it showing that other than here? That's the only place I see what letter it is up there. So I'm guessing every single map will have one that you can read. Oh, here. It's the dangers. Okay, it's based on your icon, I think. Well, this is TTT. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe it'll tell us. That's why we're playing the tutorial, right? All right. So basically, we have to perform the check and see if we can succeed. All right. The 2 special effects are either going to be the good video or the bad video, I guess. So first we need to choose the die. To maximize your chance of making any progress as possible, take all 5 die from the crew board, place them into your hand. Any other crew members present chooses not to assist you. Well, that's not very nice of them. So if you're playing a 4-player game, the 4th player says, nah, I'm good. I'm good. All right, so I rolled all 5. All right, so I have 1 success, 2 success, 3 success, and technically 4 or 5 successes and 1 failure. There's no add injury or danger because that doesn't happen. We roll our dice, we're good to go. If you roll 3 or more accidents, re-roll your dice until you have fewer than 3 accidents. It's for this specific one because if you have 3, there's no way for you to succeed. You wouldn't have the 4 required to succeed, right? All right. Modify the results. If you rolled no more than 1 accident, we only rolled 1, skip to step 5, okay? Check for dice combinations. Again, we can't do that yet. Step 6, resolve the injury die. We don't have one. Step 7, resolve special effects. This is special action has 2 special effects that must be resolved from left to right. First, for every accident you have, we put our marker here. So we put our marker on that one, all right? And then for every remaining die, so that's our accident die, right? And then for each remaining die in your pool, progress the green track and then place that die in your spin. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4 to complete it. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 dice to complete that. Here we go. Next, mark our outcomes, which we did. Next, move all die that we have left into our spent pool. So that's the dangers. Now I have no die. The only way I'm going to get them back is I'm going to have to rest. All right. Step 10, resolve the outcomes. So each track from top to bottom, the mark in the outcome space, remove the marker and apply the effect of that outcome. If you're applying the green outcome first, gain one of these guys here. There we go. All right, so one more success token. And then replace it with the POI. So we'll go ahead and replace it with point of interest number 2. So point of interest number 2, recovered supplies. We won't have long to worry about, or we won't have to worry about food and oxygen for a long while. We can use the aid station, which is a special action. Any green or blue die, discard an injury and 1 injury die. So that's pretty good. That would be good for Amir to get up there to be able to do that. And then we have rest and recover. Any color die, refresh 4 of your die, draw 2 section cards. There we go. So now we do have a new icon up there. The new icon basically says it's done. There's nothing else you can basically explore to further that location in terms of like supplies or things like that, right? So now we're going to take a rest action. Now, normally you would have a limited number of supplies based on what came down with you, the lander. Our lander crashed, so oh well. So as it said there, we found lots of supplies. We don't have to worry about our resources. Of course, here the special rule said we have unlimited supplies. So when you rest, you get to refresh half of your die rounded up. So it's best if you kind of have them on the sides with the little 4 dots, because remember the 4 dots is your specialty dice. So I know to do anything there, I need a green and a blue, but I don't really need to do anything there, right? So you move it from your spent to the colored on thing. And it doesn't really tell us which one we want to do. Yeah. So the maximum cards I can have is 2 cards, so I won't be able to draw a card. I could discard down if I want to draw that and take it. So it doesn't say what to keep. So I guess I will refresh 3 die. I'll just refresh 1 of each. So I'll refresh my special blue, my green, and my strength red. Oh, it said I was supposed to roll 5 dice. I ended up rolling 6 dice. Oh well. This one had extra dice. It was all successes, so I'll put one of these back. I don't remember which one it was, but there, I'll just put the blue one back. That was my mess up. All right. So remaining crew members would go. We don't have remaining crew members, but basically, if you had a player 3, they would take the surface sample that is there. The green outcome will give us the unique discovery. The green outcome also tells you to place P001 with P000. There's several P000s, so of course you would mix them up and put them in there. And then if you had a player 4, and then they would travel to Sector 5 to join me. And then if you had a player 4, they would travel to Sector 4, which would go here. This requires spinning a die. And then their second action, they will do a prepare action, which allows them to, what did I say allowed them to do? Draw 1 card and make a dice check to trigger dice combinations, which wouldn't do him anything over there. All right. So now the round is complete. So we're going to go to log number 59. Well, I guess they didn't want me to push the mic over there. So all crew members now have their turn token to the turn side ended at the first round. For now on, you'll have full control of your choices and actions. Before continuing the game, browse through these sections under continuing the tutorial in the rulebook. There's no need to read all of those sections in full right now. Only read them the first time you need them. All right, continue reading on page 20 of the rulebook. All right. So continuing tutorial, once you've completed the first round, you're on your own. So basically I'm going to go from here and ensure you're aware of these before continuing. Depending on what happens in the tutorial, you may have already read some of these rules. It says, please note, during the tutorial, crew members do not draw event cards until the end of mission number 2. So we don't have mission 2 yet. We're still trying to get everybody to sector 4. Reference cards. Reference cards contain a summary of the turn structures. We have those. Turn order marker. The start of each round, the crew member with the start token chooses any crew member to basically go first. Convert abilities. So each crew member has a convert ability depicted on the top of their card. Right. Whenever you spend a die to treat a basic result of the color as if they were depicted icons. So basically, Riku can turn her red basic dice into a wrench. Jeez, that was hard to say. And then Amir can change his blue basic die into one of the science symbols. All right. And then Riku has the talent competent. Anytime, spend one charge to draw and choose a card from your discard pile. That we can't do because we don't have charges yet. And then Amir, his is kind of harder for me to read, so I got to pull his out. So Amir's, he's wild card. During a dice check, if at least 2 results in the pool are Vanguard symbols, spend 1 charge to remove all dice with a injury result to the spent pool. So basically, he can get those out of his roll. Again, we don't have the charges, can't do that. Travel effects, we already know that. Immediate special effects. So green is immediate. Red is okay. If you meet one of the effects, you end the dice check immediately, whether it's the green, the red, or the yellow. Okay. Cards with 2 special actions. Some cards have 2 special actions. You can choose which one. So, for example, this one that came out, I had 2 different things you could do. Bonus outcomes. So, bonus outcomes is like here, where it's got this yellow section. You can perform something additional if you actually succeed. You perform that, and then you do the yellow, then you do the green, because the little yellow arrow points down to the green, just like the red did on the first one. We already did multiple points of interest. Rank up. As soon as you meet the requirements for the current rank up card, flip over the card. So that is with 3 success tokens. We're currently at 2. Injuries. We currently have injuries. Normally you can gain multiple injuries, and you will assign your injury die to those injuries. For the tutorial, all we can get is 1, the just a scratch. Dice checks when injured. So whenever you do a dice check, I've got to roll that. And then if I get the symbol on my just a scratch card, then I have to apply the effects of that just a scratch. So in the case of this one, if I'm not mistaken, like I said, is if you get that symbol, you have to discard a die. Okay, you have to spend. Okay, so no, it's a spend effect. You have to spend one of your die. Okay, I thought it was discard. I'm about to say, in a tutorial, that's very mean to start having me discard my dice that quickly. Dice combinations. During step 5, you may use a dice combination, which we currently are not doing. Assisting. So if we're in the same location, we can assist each other, which currently we're not doing. Unique discoveries. Read this section when instructed to gain unique discovery 1. Events. Read this section after reading log number 298. Time track. Read this section when instructed to do to. And then we go into tutorial cleanup. So that's it. That is all for the tutorial until it tells us to go back here and read. So we have to determine where we want to send Amir and Riku. I keep saying Riku's a girl. I'm honestly not sure if Riku's a boy or a girl now. Volunteer peacekeeper back home. Made him. Whoa, Riku's a boy. Riku is playing the wrong... I got the wrong mini for Riku. Sorry, Riku. That's all right. Riku's just changing sex in the middle of the game. All right, there we go. So we are going to... It says it doesn't matter which order we go in. So we're going to go ahead and I guess go try to get through... squeeze through. So to do that, I need to roll... I'm going to roll all my die. And then I'm going to add in the danger die because this one says it's a special action. Roll your die, add a danger die. If I get a injury symbol, then I have to read this log. All right. So there we go. All right, so we got this symbol. This symbol does not impact my just a scratch. So I'll just go ahead and put that there now. We got one symbol for a danger die, which is gain an injury card, which I already have, so no effect. And then I did get the exclamation point. So that means I will need to resolve that first. So we're going to go ahead and go over to number 112, Necromolds backer kit. Yep, so my Necromolds, I did finish that. I'm excited to play Necromolds. All right, so what it said, number 112, 112.
I'm entering the subsurface. It seems an external shell of the sphere rests on a mesh of something that looks like carbon filaments. Just about large enough to squeeze through. I think I can use them to reach the other parts of this sector.
Be careful. There's no telling how this structure...
Damn!
Away Team 1. I see your heart rate spiking. What's going on?
I seem to be stuck.
There's no one who could assist you at this time. Can you free yourself?
I'll try, Vanguard. Away team out.
All right, so I failed. However, in ISS Vanguard, this isn't always a bad thing. Some negative outcomes may open up new possibilities and storylines that are only available after a failure. Choose one option. Slowly work your way down, which means I need to spin 3 dice and place your crew member and any assisting crew member in Sector 4. Well, I don't have 3 dice. I have 1. Call for help. If there is another crew member in this sector, they may be able to assist you. So they may be able to spin 1 die. If they do, place your crew member and then into Sector 4. I don't have that. Use tools to cut yourself out. Roll the danger die and apply the results of this roll. Place your crew member in Sector 4. Well, that's all I can do, so we're going to roll that die. It is a 1, gain a wound. I already have a wound, so that is no impact. So we are going to use tools to cut myself out. There. All right, roll the danger die. After applying the results, place your crew member on Sector 4. Reminder, during your turn, whenever you enter a sector that contains a log redirection, you should immediately read this log. All right, so here's 311.
Away team, exploration report 1C.
The darkness and silence of an eons-old structure enveloped me. The carbon mesh formed small tunnels, their network sprawling under the pitch-black surface of the sphere. I set up a radio beacon to notify the other survivors of my location, and sat there, in the dim light of the flashlight, trying not to think too much about who these corridors were made for.
All right, are all crew members in Sector 4? No. All right, keep taking turns until we all get there. All right. So that is that. So we are now in Sector 4. Nothing has shown up because we're not all there yet, so it hasn't continued through the game. I have no die, so the best thing for me to do is take the rest action, which is currently covered up by my extra life dice tray. And the rest action, reduce the supply track on your lander. Again, we don't have a supply track. Refresh half your total number of die rounded up. So this has to go back no matter what because it's your injury die. So I will do my red. I will do my specialty die for my green. And then, oh, he only has 4 die. So that's technically all the die I can refresh. Wow, he seems like he doesn't have a lot of die. She came with 6, or he came with 6 and he came with 4. Did I do that right? No, I did something wrong. Wow. Somehow she had Amir's dice. There we go. That solves the problem. I was wondering, I was like, why does Amir not have a lot of dice? There we go. Maybe I accidentally sat it here when I was doing one of the exhaust actions. That's probably what happened. I don't think I set those up wrong. All right. So that is the end of his turn. So he has no turn available. Oh, I get to also draw a card. So I do get another card. Guess I can just leave these like this because I'm not holding them in my hand. It would make it much easier to play the game if I knew what was going on. All right. So, recovered supplies, use the aid station, which allows me to discard 1 injury card and 1 injury, which doesn't help. or rest and recover, which doesn't help. So we're going to go ahead and move. So in order to move, we need to spend 1 die. So we will spin the blue die. Yeah. So, all right. So we're going to spin that to go here. All right. And then now we're there again. So we need to do that log again. What was that? 311? 311. I did exactly what it says not to. It says don't cover up any text so you don't get lost. There you go.
Away team, exploration report 1C.
The darkness and silence of an eons-old structure enveloped me. The carbon mesh formed small tunnels, their network sprawling under the pitch-black surface of the sphere. I set up a radio beacon to notify the other survivors of my location, and sat there, in the dim light of the flashlight, trying not to think too much about who these corridors were made for.
Away team, exploration report 1D.
As the last member of the away team appeared in the distance, we felt instant relief. The mission started in disaster, but we were alive. We regrouped, we had some supplies, and we were not far from the designated landing zone. It was time to get to work. First, we needed to make sure that any rescue team sent after us wouldn't suffer the same fate.
All right. So our first mission is now complete. All right. Gain 1 success. All right. Place 1 success in the indicated space above the planet board. Well, that's what we've been doing this whole time. Place point of interest card number 105, technical corridor in sector 4. All right. So point of interest 105, technical corridors. What or who uses the spider web of passages? So basically, it's just a corridor. There's nothing for us to do on that one. And you no longer need to do number 311. Close.
Away team, exploration report 1E.
The demolition charges we salvaged from the lander could now come in handy. Thanks to the webway of tunnels under the surface of the sphere, we could reach a spot directly under the cannon and blow up the entire portion of the sphere it rests upon. We know it is a safer and faster approach, though it would lead to a gaping hole in the structure and remove a part of its cloaking surface. The giant Dyson sphere would no longer be invisible. Some of us proposed a riskier alternative. We could reach the cannon via the surface, run towards its base, and then find a way to disable it, or destroy it with a much smaller charge placed directly on its side. We put it to a vote.
And we're coming back. All right, so Sector 3 contains the cannon which brought down your lander. A point of interest card will be placed here based on your next decision. When exploring alien worlds, your away team has often come to tough decisions that we have to make. This being one. Blowing up the sphere under the alien cannon is faster and safer, but it will compromise the ability of the sphere to cloak itself, making it easier for all kinds of potential for other travelers to find them. All right. Surgically disabling the cannon will take more effort and be riskier. All players discuss and choose what they want to do. Blow up part of the sphere with a cannon. This will permanently damage the sphere and compromise its cloaking. Approach and disable the cannon. This will be riskier and slower. I don't know if the cloak is important. And I don't know if other people coming here is a good thing or a bad thing. Normally, other people showing up on a planet you're on never turns out well. We're going to disable the cannon. Right. Take the top card from Tutorial Deck A, mission card M02. Read it out loud and place it face up on the mission card space. So yeah, we had already completed this one. I should have gotten rid of that. There we go. All right, secure mission. Secure the crash site M02. Vanguard knows our last coordinates and will surely send a second team to investigate. Unless we find a way to silence the cannon that brought us down, they are in grave danger. Objective: find a way to neutralize the cannon in Sector 3. completion. When you fulfill the objective, you'll be asked to discard this mission. All right. Place point of interest 107 in sector 3. Oh, I guess I should read what's on it. Bulbous cannon. The installation that downed our ship will prevent any rescue efforts. Someone needs to disable it. So it has a special action with a danger die. Sprint to the base of the cannon. We need to either have a regular success. We need to have a regular success plus a strength success. So really it seems like Riku is the best person for the job. And then replace this with card number 103. If we fail, then we gain just a scratch injury and have to try again because it does not have that little red mark that combines the two, and it doesn't have the exclamation point either. So, okay. Hint: before you attempt to reach a cannon, consider resting. That sounds like a great idea. All right. So now we are up and running again. So Riku still has one action left because he just came there. So I'm going to have him rest because that makes the most sense. And so therefore I'm going to take the red and the blue back. All right. So he has no actions left. We pass that. No turn available. So that is the end of that round. So now we would normally again draw event cards. There are no event cards. So we flip our things back over. All right. That does seem like something that I should send Riku to do because Riku's got the strength. I don't want to spend a danger die to get down there. So let's have Riku go first and see how he fares. And then I'll determine what I do. So first thing is a move action. To move, have to roll the danger die. We got this little sparky thing with 4 dots. It's not on there, so nothing happens. Riku's doing pretty good without getting injured. All right. All right. So I need 1 success and 1 strength. So should I spend 3 die? I'll spend all 4. I'm going to spend all 4. And the danger die. I mean, I can always rest. This is the benefit of the tutorial is you can keep resting and keep getting your stuff back. It's not like it's the end of the world. All right. So I got a strength. I got a success. I got the danger die. Resolve that first. Nothing happens. Add injury danger. Did that. Modify the results. There's no reason to modify. I've got what I need. Check for combinations. Don't need to do that. Resolve the injury and the danger. So the injury sign doesn't do anything because it's not on that card. Resolve special effects. Nothing happens. Mark outcomes. So we were successful. So we're going to do the successful. And we're going to spin these 2 die. All right. Spin the dice. And then move dice from the roll pool back to the spin pool. All right. So we did successfully do that. So we are going to replace that with point of interest number 103. All right. I'll just put it on top. So blind spot, safe at last. The gun cannot target us here. It is impassable. It's got the don't go anywhere sign. Special action, disable the cannon. We need a wrench or a computer. Gain 1 success token, replace with 0000, and we go to log 415. If we fail, we get a scratch, but we still succeed. We can damage the cannon, which needs a strength or a shield. Same thing, gain one success, but we go to log 420 instead, and then we gain just a scratch. Same thing if we fail, but still succeed. We fail, but succeed. All right. So that is that. So that was both of, I didn't pass it, but that was both of Riku's actions. So Riku's turn is done. Do I want to go down there to help Riku, or do I want to start exploring this other stuff? So I can go down here, control room. Many corridors converge in this room, but the machinery here is dead and without power. I can harvest alien technology. I don't have the dice to accomplish that, though. I need 2 red and 2 blue. Mother blue is used. And Riku can't assist me because he's chilling out up there and all of his dice aren't ready either. So I can go to here and we get to do log 130 and find out what's there. And to do that, I just need to spin 1 die. So, This is where I was like in the tutorial at first. It was like, here, do this, do this, do this. Now it's like, oh, you got to make your own decisions. It makes it harder. All right. I'm trying to remember the movement. Okay, so spending a die just moves it from your pool. I didn't think you had to roll. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go to 130. I want to see what's in there. So I'm going to spend, let's see, I need reds and blues here. So I'm going to spend my green die to move to log 130. Is mission 3 your current mission card? No. Okay, you're getting too far from your objective. Okay, so we can't go there yet. So that was basically move your crew member back to sector 2 and continue your turn, or sector 4. Continue. All right, so that was a waste of a turn. All right, so don't go there. Don't go there. It'd be nice if you could, like, it told you reset and undo everything you did, but unfortunately it didn't say that. So that was technically my turn. All right. Can I complete that? No, I don't have the symbols at once. So Riku's best there. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to go ahead and come down here then. So I'm just going to spend another die to come down here. And then I'm going to have to take a rest action, which is what I was going to do up here. So I'm just going to go there. That's my second action. All right. All right. So we are back. First action, I'll go ahead and continue with Amir. So Amir is going to rest first. So when I rest, I'm going to refresh. Oh, I don't have enough red die. Never mind. I can't do that. I can do this if I get a Vanguard symbol, though. And then that allows me to refresh 1 die. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'm going to try to get this with I'm going to get a Vanguard symbol. Let's see here. Discard 1 injury card and die of any crew member. Refresh 1 of your die. Discard an event card you just drew without resolving. During a dice check, re-roll 1 die. Okay, so I do have a re-roll available to get the Vanguard symbol. All right, so I'm going to rest first as my first action, which lets me, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think this counts as your total. I think it's just your die. So 5. So I get to refresh 3 dice. So I need the blue. Technically, I don't need the blue. I'll do the blue, the red, the green. All right, so that was his first action. So in the second action, we're going to try to do our challenge. And since I need to get that Vanguard symbol, I'm just going to roll everything. I'm going to roll it all, including my injury dice. Right. So I did get a Vanguard. This does not match my injury, so that didn't do anything. This doesn't activate because there's nothing there for it to activate off of. But I did get my wild, I did get my Vanguard. So that is successful. So that allows me to refresh 1 die. So I'm going to refresh this one. And then, well, hang on, we don't do that. We don't do that yet. We gotta mark what we did. Gotta mark first, right there, and spend the die for that. Then we spend all the die that we have. That all goes in there, right? Then I get to do this. So refresh 1 die. So I'm going to go ahead and take my science die back. This goes back. Right? And then since that was a success, we get to go to log number 230.
Away Team, Exploration Report 1H.
The room Capcom spoke about was in the center of the web of technical tunnels. It was enormous, a dim cathedral of silent alien technology. The countless devices and consoles, though all made of the same material, had a bewildering array of sizes and input methods. They had one thing in common, though. All were inoperable. We've gathered some pieces of alien technology and decided to look for a way to switch them on.
All right, so I found some kind of technological tunnel. Gain unique discovery 1. To gain unique discovery 1, if the card is still in the unique discovery space, reveal it and place it in the indicated found discovery space above the planet board. If you already gained it during the tutorial, gain a success as printed on this space, which we hadn't gained it yet because it's 2-player. 4-player, you would have already had it. All right, so we got exotic carbon allotrope. Ship management, when unloaded, place research project R01 alien materials in the awaiting envelope. All right, so we found us our first piece of alien tech. We're getting there. We're getting somewhere. All right. All right, so that was both of his actions. So now we come over here to Riku. So Riku is going to rest because he needs his die. And he needs strength and shields. So I'm going to refresh these two. So 2. And he's got 5, so I can refresh 3. 2, 3. This really doesn't matter at this point, because I'm only going to roll these 2. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and now perform the special action. Which doesn't have any other symbols, so it's just his die. He's going to use both of his red dice. All right. And, of course, we completely failed. So does he have a die that I can change? I can re-roll 1 die. I can turn 1 to a choosing result. So we're going to go ahead and use his backup plan, which allows me to change this to a result. So we're going to change that to the shield. All right. Resolve injury, nothing. Special effect, nothing. Mark the outcome. So we're going to spin this. So we're going to mark this outcome. And then we're going to take the other die, exhaust that. All right. Now we're going to do what that says. So we gain 1 success. All right. There we go. Replace with card P000 and then go to log 420. So P000 is just a default. Actually, hang on. There were multiple P000s. I gotta shuffle. All right, now we grab P000. Either way, still nothing interesting. I don't know if they're all 3 that or not. I didn't look at them ahead of time. So, all right, so that is that, and then we go to log 420 because we did the strength action. So this is one of those cases where it's nice because you got 415, 420. So you got 2 different outcomes based on what we selected there. All right. 420.
Away Team, Exploration Report 1H.
Fortunately, the base of the turret wasn't armored as heavily as its top. Our small, controlled detonations made quick work of the emplacement. With the turret's machinery exposed, it became even more apparent that it was a piece of much cruder, different technology than the rest of the sphere. This, coupled with the fact that the turret had forcefully dug itself into the sphere with long claws, led us to conclude the turret was left by some other race who discovered this sphere a long time ago. Whoever made it, it is clear they wanted to prevent other species from studying this place. It's good we disabled the cannon before the rescue team, or Vanguard itself, entered its firing range.
All right. All right. Oh. Boss.
Vanguard, this is the away team. We regrouped and got rid of the cannon that brought down our lander. No casualties. Any ETA on the rescue team?
We're already on our way, away team. ETA 36 hours. Hold on tight. Do you have enough supplies to last that long, away team?
Yeah, lucky for us, most of the stuff in the lander survived. Cutting it close on the oxygen, but we should be fine.
Excellent. You can proceed with your mission then.
Please repeat, Vanguard. You want us to keep searching this place?
Yeah, of course they do.
There's nothing else you could do for now. And we still need to know more about the structure before Vanguard gets too close. The scans you've provided indicate there's some sort of a room within the sphere, near your location, filled with what looks like some alien technology. Take a look and see what you can make of it.
Copy that, Vanguard. Proceeding with the mission.
All right. Take the top card of tutorial deck and get rid of you. All right, so mission 3, the Iris. The Vanguard will be barreling toward this alien structure. We must discover what's on the other side and what its purpose is. Objective, fully explore Sector 6. Fully explored sectors have a the icon I mentioned, the little flag icon. All right. Hint, read the description of locations on the planet board. Revealing the final point of interest of Sector 6 requires an action elsewhere. If you get stuck and don't know what to do, go to log 600. Completion. When you fill the objective, you will be asked to discard this mission. All right. There we go. So we did that. All right. So we have a new mission. We need to go to Sector 6, which is where I am right now. So, all right, we already did that. So we did that. It's not here. So we have to go probably to 130 because they didn't like us going there earlier, right? All right. So he did both of his actions. So now he's done. We passed the token. All right. So I kind of have to go back now because, yeah, because I'm kind of can't do anything here. I mean, the only thing here is basically I can get more alien technology, which then is going to send me to log 230 again. But that just told me to take unique discovery or gain that. So I don't think that's going to do me any good. This one here, oh, that was trying to squeeze through. Okay. I just didn't have us replace it yet. So I think just going back there is the best bet. So I'm going to go up here by exhausting that die. All right. And then I'm going to refresh. I'm going to rest. Take a rest action. And do one red, one green, one blue. So I'll do one of each for him. All right. So now it is Riku's turn. So with Riku, he's got to come back. And unfortunately, it didn't say to get rid of that danger. So there's two ways Riku... No, there's only one way Riku can get out of there. So Riku's going to have to come back through and roll the danger die. That's the only way to come through. It is a 1. 1 is gain just a scratch. So just a scratch. So same thing. This one needs the blood drop symbol for that one to take effect. And then it does get a blood drop die. I'll just put that on the green. Each time it comes back, you can put it. So when we were doing earlier and I was refreshing and having to put it back, you can put it back on any one of the columns. Again, at this stage in the game, it's not really that important. All right. So one action left. So same thing, going to take a rest action to get 1, 2, 3, 5. So it gets 3 dice back. I don't know if I need a green. So we'll take both special reds. Special red. Special red. And we'll take the green just in case we need a green. Don't know if we need a green, but I'll take a green. All right. So that was the second action. That's done. All right. So now we go back to ready. All right. So we're going to go to 130. I don't know what's there, and that's kind of scary. I don't know what's there, so I don't know what which person would be better. Security should always go first, right? That's the rule of the road. Security goes first. Science comes after. So security is going to go first. So to go here needs to spend 1 die. I will just spend the green die. All right. So now we can read log 130. Yes.
Away team, exploration report 1-6-C.
One of the technical corridors eventually led us to a small balcony attached to the inner part of the sphere. We gasped, looking upon the enormous space contained within the object. Before us, a derelict of an entire solar system floated inside the sphere, its sun red and tired. We took preliminary readings and scans. It seemed apparent that the matter of this system, and probably many neighboring ones, was repurposed to build this enormous structure. But why go through all this trouble only to hide an old red giant and some mined-out rocks? The inside of the sphere is covered with solar panels, aiming at the sun, yet all corridors and terminals we've seen so far are dead. Did something break in the circuitry of this part of the sphere? And can we fix it?
All right. So I always forget. I mean, like you just don't grasp the grandeur or the size of like what they are up against, or we're going into this mesh. What do they call these things? Dyson spheres. And a Dyson sphere, it is covering an entire universe, like just covering like our galaxy, right? Not universe, but galaxy. Place a random P000 card face up in the sector. Gain 1 success token. Nothing of interest. All right, well, thanks. Thanks, buddy. All right. Close. All right. So he moved. So he's got 1 action left. So there you must spend 1 to go up there. So that doesn't even give you an option. Like here you can have the option. There you must spend 1. All right, and this is convex panels. A cluster of solar panels that once powered this section of the sphere no longer appears functional. Install a power coupling. If we get an injury, then there's an event. Just gain a scratch injury, which we already have, so that's fine. If we get a wrench, we can refresh 1 die, but we do need 2 greens and a blue to accomplish that, which really means a science has to be there. So I think I'm going to leave. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave Riku there because it doesn't make sense to even send him up there. So for his second action, I'm just going to have him rest, which then basically just refreshes his other 2 die. So again, this is where the hard part of the regular game comes in, because you would have only so many supplies, right? And I want to think I'd probably rest at least 5 times. I think the default game starts with 6 supplies. You can find more supplies on the planets, though. All right. So now it's Amir's turn. So Amir's going to take 1 movement action, which spins. I have to use a die. Or I can roll an injury die. I can roll the injury die. Because when I rest, I'm going to get only 3 dice back. So I'm going to do the injury die. 3. No, it's a 4. Woo! I was going to say 3 makes me have to spend a die. So the result on a 3 would be spend a die. So it's just a nothing happens. All right. And then I am going to spend a die to get up there. I will spend the red. All right. And then that was his second action, so no more actions available. All right, so flip that over, flip that over, flip that over. First action, he's going to, Amir's going to rest. So that gives him, I just need a green, right? But no, I get to refresh 3 die, so I get everything back, so it doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, right? Now I'm going to try to do the challenge. I only need, to succeed, I only need 2 green and a blue. My cards, I can re-roll a die. Yeah, that's about it. I can re-roll a die. Although on that rest action, I could draw this. Move 1 die from your roll pool into the owner's spent pool to turn 1 other die. Okay, so that allows me to do it, but I have to spend a die. Because this actually should have been reshuffled. And then they did a rest action, so actually technically Riku would have this, and this would have been shuffled. Hmm. It's basically, I mean, the only thing it's going to do is it's going to allow me to refresh one die. And all my dice are refreshed. I don't need to worry about that. That's fine. So I just need to spend the 2 green, 1 blue, and it can be generic blue because don't need that. And the injury dice. All right. So we did get a injury. So that means we automatically have to take a injury, but we already have an injury, so it doesn't do anything. This injury does not match my injury, so we're good there. And then we're going to spend these 3 dice to complete that action. All right. And then we have no more dice on our tray, so now we're going to resolve the outcome. There we go. So we're going to resolve the outcome is 424.
The ancient machinery connected to the panels flickers and almost immediately begins to wane. The power coupling you've just installed begins to smolder. It won't last long.
So take the top card from tutorial deck A, global condition card G01. All right, so we're going to have our global conditions now slotted in the bottom right corner of the planet. All right. I probably should have slotted it after I've read it. The card contains, this card contains a time track. Read time track rules in chapter 2 of the rulebook, then continue reading here. All right, so we will go back to, it would be nice if it would have given me the page. Time track. Chapter 2, tutorial, page 10. I'm guessing page 20, continuing the tutorial. 1920. All right. Where was the time track? Time tracks, all right. For various times during the game, you'll be instructed to progress all time tracks. In the tutorial, this only becomes relevant once card G09 comes into play. Time tracks work similar to ways tracks special actions. Whenever you instruct to progress all time tracks, no time token currently on the track, place one in the leftmost space. And then once it reaches the rightmost space, then we read the log. For example, this one tells us to read log number 505. All right. So we'll just put this here so we have it. All right. So this particular, the change is, I have unlimited supply still. Travel is through a movement action now instead of just spending 1 die like it was before. So I actually have to do a travel action. If I get a injury, then there is a move to the connected sector, so you automatically do it. However, if you get a compass, you get to refresh 2 of your dice and move to the connected sector. So the big difference is if you get that compass, which I don't even know if any of my guys have a compass. I don't think they do. You get to refresh dice, which only helps 1 guy. Well, I guess if you get a Vanguard symbol too, right? All right. Time track G01 represents a time the power is on. Once a time reaches the end of the track, the power goes out, discarding G01. At this point, you will be back at your original printed global condition. Hint, you may always go back to Sector 7 to turn the power back on. Okay. Place point of interest P106 on Sector 6. P106 on Sector 6. All right. Strange console. It's the first thing resembling a operable machine that we have seen in this place. Access the console, so special action just needs dice. If you do a red or if you do a blue and a green, there is a special action that immediately resolves the red. If you do a shield, a compass, a wrench, or a science, you get to do the green symbol. Basically, if you can get all 4 of the types, you'll automatically get to do the green. If you spend a blue and a green, you can just immediately go to the red versus counting up the tracks. All right. So basically the only difference between the two is, oh yeah, reset the green. So basically it resets the green track. If you use a blue and a green, you're going to end up resetting the green track. That's not fun. Or no. No, I'm sorry. A blue or green makes the red track go up. Any of these other symbols makes the green track go up. Okay. That's a weird one. That's not very defined very much. Oh, here, I guess it's going to explain here. Okay. Take a look at the special effects on the Access console. Special action. You gain progress for the green track by rolling the depicted icons. However, remember that the special effects are resolved from top to bottom. Therefore, before resolving any dice with those icons, each pair of green and blue roll to progress the red track. So avoid rolling both green and red together. Okay, that's what I was thinking we were going to have to do. Okay. So that was his first action, right? So now he's got one action left. Okay. All right, so nope, that was Riku up there. All right, so Riku did that. We want to come down here. He doesn't have much in the way of dice. Somehow I got the wrong person in the wrong zone. How have I messed that up? Wrong. I moved the wrong one. Oh, because he was still up there. So there you go. Riku moved up there. Riku did his action, right? Oh, somewhere I messed that up. Okay. So we're going to say Riku's done. I think that was his second action. I remember him resting at some point. He moved. He rested. He went. Yeah, he should have been up there. I don't know why I had him down here still. Okay. All right. So now it is Riku's turn. So to come down here, I can't remember if this is in addition. It didn't say that that is in addition to what you're already doing as your travel action. Resolve this effect. Choose a die. Okay. Oh, okay. No, you're right. Okay. So yeah, I'm doing it correct. So if it's got this symbol, you use the travel option. If it's got this symbol, then you just do what it says to do. So, all right. So Riku's going to come down. We really don't want to use blue and green down here at all. So I'll just use the blue for him to come down here for his first action. And then the second action, so we got to come all the way up and around. So second action is going to require us to roll the dice. So we don't need green, so we'll just do that. Yeah. Oops. Yeah. So we'll do these two. And all right, so the blood doesn't hurt him. And then spend his green to go here. All right. So that is it for him. So now we flip, flip, flip. All right. I'll keep trucking with Riku, I guess. So we're gonna do this and this. Good. So he moves down here. And then now he's going to access the panel. So we're gonna do all three of our dice. Oh, dang it. Okay, so he's got the shield, but he doesn't have these other ones. So this one I may have to switch to a I can do a reroll, so I may have to have him reroll. So okay. All right. So this doesn't affect anything. All right. So we did get a exclamation point. That doesn't do anything. And then we got a strength. That doesn't do anything. So we're going to modify the dice. We're going to spend endurance, right? That allows us to re-roll one die. Since this won't do anything for us anyways, we're going to re-roll the shield. And got the exact same thing. So that is a complete failure. Because you can only spend one, you can only play one card. So, all right. So that succeeded in nothing happening. All right. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get Amir down. So we're going to spend one die to get him here. We're going to roll the dice to get him there. Blood. Yep, blood with the drip drops. Unfortunately, we would have to spend a die. We don't have any die to spend, so we technically have to now lose a die. So this is just a, oh no, this is a science symbol. I don't want to get rid of that. I'll get rid of this one. All right. So Amir loses that die now because of his injury. No bueno. No bueno. But he does get to go here. So that's fine. All right. Oh, I forgot something. No, we still haven't done events. Events haven't kicked in yet. Yeah, events haven't kicked in yet. I don't think so. No, I haven't told us anything about events, so I'm going to say events have not kicked in yet. All right, so that was his second action. All right. All right, so now we flip over to green again. Over to green again. First action is a rest action. So that's going to lie draw card and 3 dice. So now Amir can only get 2 dice back at the end of turn because he's only got 4 total. So we need the shield. 1, 2, 3. We'll just do those 3. Why not? Right? Yeah, I can do that. Do those 3. All right. And then for the second action, oh, I keep forgetting this. My default red gives me a wrench. So earlier I rolled these 2. I should have rolled these 2. So I actually rolled the wrong ones last time because I forgot about the ability. So, all right. We're going to try, oops, and the wound dice. All right. So we got nothing, nothing, oish. So resolve that first. Right. I'll modify the results first. You can modify the results first. All right. During a dice check, turn 1 red dice to that of our choice. So we're going to turn this one to the shield. All right. Resolve injury die. So we do take an injury. We do have to spend 1 die. So I guess technically I could have spent that die that I rolled instead of losing it, and then I just wouldn't have moved. Let's do that instead. I'm going to go back. Go here. Victor, this looks like Deep Space D6 on steroids. I think most people are comparing it to like Mass Effect. It's kind of, for me, it's kind of Star Trek-y, right? You're sending out your crew members, but I get Mass Effect too. I played some of that. So we're going to reverse him to there instead. All right. And then, so we have to spend one of these die. So we're just going to spend that die. But we did get one of these. We did get the shield. We got the shield. So that goes here. So we are 1 on our progression track. And we got to get rid of all the rest of these. His turn's done. All right. Now it is Amir's turn. Amir's going to take a rest action. So he gets to refresh 3 dice. So we need his blues, right? Because I can turn those into these. And we need those. So 2. And then none of these help. So the only thing we can't roll with it is green. So we'll just refresh the red. We'll just do it that way. That works. All right. That was his first action. Second action, now we're going to try to move again. So we're going to roll you and the red so we can move. And that doesn't hurt him this time. And we got a regular success. Which means we don't get the green. So does that mean he doesn't get to move? That doesn't seem nice. Yeah, it's like I have to get a compass to move. Huh. Yeah, because I either have to get an exclamation point or a compass. So, I'm going to spend his improved treatment. That will allow me to re-roll my die, and still didn't get a success. So he's still stuck there. So Amir is still stuck there. All right. So that was his second turn. All right. Pain in the neck. Deep Space DS6 is a dice-based threat mitigation game. More talking about the game than any universe. Oh, okay. So just the way that you roll the dice to accomplish your outcomes. I got you. All right. So we're going to, I guess, have Riku sleep. So we're going to sleep. And we get 3 dice back. So rather just do all 3 of the reds. Well, no, not that red. Well, that red, it doesn't, good or bad, it doesn't help me. So, oh yeah, because I can still get this on the red. So we're good. All right. So we did that. Second action, we're going to go ahead and try to turn this thing on. So we got a Vanguard, a Strength, a Wild, and a Radioactive. So Radioactive does nothing. So I can just put that back. Wild is a success. I can count it as anything. This is a success. Oh, I forgot to draw a card earlier when I did my rest. So that's a success. That's a success. The Strength is not a success, but I can then spin this to change that to one of that. So now I have 1, 2, 3 successes. So I have 3 successes. So there we go. 1, 2, 3. So now that is success. Spin these dice there. And now we get to read log number 200.
Are you getting anywhere? The power will go out shortly.
Who knew interfacing with technology would be difficult, huh? You want to take the front seat?
Well, no, it's just...
Okay, I'm in. It's some sort of a welcome message with instructions and pictograms. Some of it in Chinese, some in English, some in French. And this part, I don't even know what this is.
You were listening to us? But how? The Earth is too far away for even our first radio transmissions to reach this place.
That's a question for later. Now, see that? It seems the sphere can open up. They wanted visitors to get inside.
What for? There's nothing there. Just an old, destroyed system.
They must have a reason. Let me just try this. And this. Do you read us, Vanguard? We're opening the gates.
We read you away, team. Excellent job. We see an entire section of the sphere, several hundred miles across, slowly moving. We should be able to steer into the opening. Good job, away team. The rescue ship is on its way. We'll meet you inside.
Captain, where
receiving a transmission from within the sphere.
All right. Oh,
Again.
Perform handshake. This is a little launch. Next step, join. A long time ago, we began a race. All started at the same time, thousands all around. You need them to enter and claim. Go fast. For what comes. We're sorry for stealing your future. It was the only way to play.
Enter what?
It all started with a string of data, coordinates, discovered inside the non-coding DNA of every living cell on Earth. It took decades to build a ship capable of reaching them. When we arrived, we were welcomed by a pitch-black, cloaked Dyson sphere, undetectable until we almost crashed into it. Inside, a skeleton of a solar system, its matter stripped away. Dead rocks, bathed in the radiation of an old red giant. Then, something came from within the star. A signal, a patchwork of Earth's old transmissions, glued together into something new and thrown back at us. The glitchy part at the end. What was that?
A fragment our AI couldn't read. Likely, no. Wait. I've seen this encryption before. On the coordinates that led us here. Only, this time it points to hundreds of places, all over the galaxy. What is it, Captain?
Our tribe. Whatever this message meant, one thing was sure. We thought reaching this place was the final objective of our mission. Instead, it was only the beginning.
all right. So there we go. All right. So yeah, it looks like somebody was doing some handiwork and sent out that same DNA sequence to thousands of worlds. Open the system book, the system maps book, and mark the Eye of the Void system page 2 with the current system book marker. I had that thing. There it is. Oh, system book marker. I almost need a whole nother table just for the other stuff. All right, so page 2. All right, so we are here. Current system. So there we go. So that is the current system that we're in right there. Move card R02, analyzing the message from research projects. Card B to the awaiting envelope. All right. So research project R02, analyzing the message. And this goes in the waiting envelope. You go in here. Whoop. Take the top card from tutorial deck A, research project card R01. Move this into the awaiting. Okay. Your crew is now returning to ISS Vanguard, and you're about to learn about the second major part of the game, ship management. But first, let's see how well you did in the tutorial. So I never got to the events. Like, it never I guess whatever I did correctly never unlocked the events. I imagine it had to do with the section 3 because I did it nicely instead of bad. So I guess the events never came out. No more cards here. All right, so if you have Unique Discovery 1, gain 1 success token, which we do. All right. Count your success tokens. We have 6. Subtract 1 for each crew member currently injured. Do not actually remove them. All right, so -2 because both my crew members were injured. Proceed. Is your total result 1 or less? No. Is your total result 2 or 3? Yes. Oh, you did well. You didn't gain too many injuries and you gathered some additional success tokens. Keep in mind, injuries on upcoming planetary missions will be much more dangerous. Avoid them, as serious injuries cause crew members to spend time recovering in the med bay, slowing your character development and reducing your number of available crew members. Also, while it's okay to get every success on a planet, grab them whenever you have a chance. They are responsible for ranking up your crew members and can be spent on additional section dice, making them one of the most important things you can bring back from a planetary exploration.
Vanguard, we're approaching the starboard dock. ETA 5 minutes. All systems are nominal. Copy that. How's your package?
The package is fine, though it is hungry and it needs a shower. You guys took your sweet time.
It wasn't us who crashed our lander.
Hey, we were shot at.
Enough jokes. We're really happy to have you back in one piece, away team. Be advised, this is the first time we have a craft returning from an extraterrestrial object. Please follow all boarding procedures carefully. After decontamination and debriefing in the hangar, take the green corridor to the med bay. The security team will inspect and sort all your discoveries while you get your checkups.
Of course. We know the procedure, Vanguard. Just get me to that shower already.
All right. If you do not gain Unique Discovery 1 during your planet exploration, gain it now in place. Okay, so no matter what, you get that. Okay. You're only gaining this now because this is a tutorial. During the campaign, you will not simply be given things that you miss. You must search the planet thoroughly to find things. All right. Continue reading the tutorial cleanup on page 24. All right. So probably don't need the dice tray anymore, I wouldn't think. All right, so we're going to go to page 24. There we go. All right, tutorial cleanup. All right, as your away team leaves, after you're done section, reading 204. All right, as your away team leaves the planet, it's time to perform some quick cleanup steps. Clean up cards and dice. Move any section dice from the table to their appropriate section compartments. Return all turn tokens, time tokens, star tokens, minis, markers to the game box, which I'll do later, but I'll go ahead and put my dice in my section box, so that way we have that accomplished. All right. So it's 5 dice. You don't take the injury dice with you. Did say the cards too. Oh, okay. So earlier when I did the setup, the tutorial section cards, I don't know why, but I guess you don't keep them. Like, how do you identify these are the tutorial section cards? Because nothing on them say tutorial. It says, remove all section cards that were used in the tutorial. So I'm going to have to check on that, because that seems weird that you would just remove those 2 cards, or those 3 cards. And there's nothing on them that identifies them as a tutorial card. I guess, okay. Yeah, there is something. Okay. So on your cards, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. This one you can see has a rank symbol. The tutorial cards don't have a rank symbol because they're the tutorial cards. Okay. That makes sense that you wouldn't carry those along because they're just basic cards. All right. So remove all tutorial stuffs. So those. Oh, that puts you in your box. We'll go in there. Go over there for now. That stays. So let's take these, put those up. So you go here. It says, all right, so the tutorial event cards, the tutorial injury cards, tutorial mission cards, which I already got rid of 2 of them. Tutorial global condition card. Yeah. Place all P000 cards, nothing interesting, both from the planet and the POL pile in points of interest. P000, 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 which all are nothing of interest. Now we know that's nothing of interest. To the points of interest in card tray. There we go. Remove all other points of interest cards from the board and POI pile from the game. Is that it? All right. All right. So component check. At this point, the only components in your table should be the open the book, Planetopedia, and your success tokens, discoveries, rank up card, crew boards with crew members, and your reference card. Oh yeah, so I guess we don't need this anymore yet. Okay. All right, promote crew members. Since you ranked up, card was flipped to the completed side during the planetary exploration, all crew members on the away team get to rank up. So we basically replace them with their rank 1 sleeve, with their rank 2 sleeve. Somehow these are backwards. So the rank 2 sleeve is here. Now, we'll go through this, but then I'm going to go over to the personal file in a minute, because it says anytime you rank up to rank 2, you get to get their personal objective card as well. So Riku is now rank 2. Amir is now rank 2. So now this is the only disadvantage of not having them in the way party, is they're not ranking up. However, during the ship phase, if I remember correctly, you'll be able to utilize them during the ship phase. So they both up to rank 2. Then remove the tutorial rank up card from the game. All right. And since we did rank up, and I got to go hunt these down because they're still wrapped. So we're going to quickly go over to the personnel files. So in the personnel files, 90 personnel file cards and 1 personal files book. The expansion introduces a little more about each playable crew member. Each crew member has an individual objective. Upon completion, rewards you with a bit of their love, new veteran portrait, and an additional covert ability. So adding personnel. The personnel expansion is playable with ISS core campaign and the Lost Fleet campaign, which of course hasn't come out yet. You do not need to perform any additional steps. Should be left in the box until needed. Well, now it's needed. Whenever a crew member who is not already a veteran crew member is promoted to rank 2 or 3, take their personnel files from the box. So rank 2 is if you're playing the standard version, which is what we're playing. Rank 3 is if you want a more challenging version, or you're using a deadly space mode. So basically, if you want to make sure that they get all the way to rank 3 before you see their story, you know, you could do that. It just takes longer, right? First find the introduction file number in the individual objective side of the card. See example below. Read this file from the book. Introduction files contain a story scene, instruct you what to do next. So we need to find both of their cards, and I do not know what order these are in. Hopefully alphabetical. Probably not. Which means like that's where it said leave these in the box until you need them. It should have been like open them up, put them in alphabetical order, and then, you know, we'll be good to go. All right, so I imagine they go to the back because that starts with an A. That starts with a B. Oh man! All right, so we need Rico for Mishu. Yeah, they're not in alphabetical order at all. So I would recommend, if you're going to play with this, you might want to put all these in alphabetical order before playing. So we need Rico or Amir, right? Those are the two we need, Rico and Amir. That's Li Tang. Wasn't that one. Maybe these ones don't rank up, but I would think they'd have to. I mean, they're part of the game. You're going to be able to use them. There it goes, Riku and Amir. Okay, so these were all in the front because they were part of the story. So okay, that makes sense. So we'll put it probably back together this way for now. I will eventually put those probably in alphabetical order. And for those of you curious, I was able to slide them inside the core box. So they do slide in there. You just got to move your tokens and stuff out of the way first. I've got all the tokens because somebody on Board Game Geek said that the some of the tokens are not represented in minis, even though I have the Close Encounters box. So, but you can just shove them right there. They fit fine. All right, so we did get our, so we're still doing, we're kind of outside the tutorial now. I haven't seen anybody do this, the personnel files, so I'm doing the personnel files. All right, so we'll go ahead and do Riku first. Go to page 71. Now these I don't think are in the app, so we pretty much have to read these ourselves. So 71, 76, 71, all right. Section leader, Hashimura, you know you're here, right? You know why you're here, right? Hashimura, yes, sir. Section leader, give me one reason why I shouldn't suspend you from the misuse of the situation room equipment. Riku, I guess I could say Riku or Hashimura. Riku's easier to say. Because I did nothing wrong. These internal security guys protect their gear like it was some ancient relic. Why shouldn't I use it when I would be offline otherwise? Section leader. You should have applied for access. Rico, I was assessing the situation on the ship 15 minutes earlier using the same devices. After I did all I should, I thought, why not use it for one of my projects? Section leader, which are? Rico, I'm merging Earth's architectural and construction technology with the solutions developed by aliens. The situation room's visualization equipment is perfect for that. Section leader, I applaud you for your initiative, but you must follow the rules. Hiroshima, got it, sir. Section leader, I will let you off with a warning this time. Before you use the equipment, ask the chief of the department. I'll speak with her so that she will be more open to your ideas. Rico, thank you, sir. Go to file 192. I think 192, I think is the same for everybody, as well as I think 000. thanks again for what a nice glimpse of the game. Are you going to continue live streaming it? Yeah, we're going to continue live streaming it once Audrey is here. I'm going to go through the whole ship phase. I'm going to go through the whole tutorial. But then when we play it, it'll be me and Audrey playing. So I just want to get through the tutorial so I got familiar with the rules and everything before she plays. If you're playing a planetary exploration, place the individual objective card next to your crew board, the objective card available starting now. We're not, because we're in the ship phase. If you're in ship management, add the individual objective card to your section compartment. Remember to place it next to your crew board whenever you choose a crew member for planetary exploration. All right, so that is his first one. His personal objective, each time you use your crew member ability during a dice check to draw a card and use its dice combination during the same dice check, progress the track on this card by 1. Reset the track on this card at the end of the planetary exploration. Well, there's only one track. It's just one. So basically, once during a mission, I need to use his ability to turn a red die to a wrench. And then on top of that, I need to have 2 wrenches so I can do the combination die effect on his cards. So that's what that is. All right. And then we've got Amir. Go to file number 7. File 7. Personal journal. Personal journal. Crew member number 71. I was a bit worried when I learned that Amir would be on our away team. I mean, I like the guy. Why wouldn't I? He was there on the Eye of the Void during the Vanguard's first ground mission. He was the first human to set foot on the alien world. The thing is, since then, he only grew weirder. He didn't seem to enjoy the publicity. He avoided any public areas. Since the mission, I've seen him once or twice breaking a sweat in the workout room, with this strange, intense look on his face. Whenever someone tried to chat it up with him or pat him on the back, he would retreat further into himself, as if any form of recognition caused him physical pain. My mind immediately sprang back to all these weird stories about him being a criminal who joined the mission in place of his twin brother. Would that explain his bizarre behavior? It's easy to see why I'm worried about having him on the team, but it turns out I didn't need to be. The situation in the LZ was horrific, but Amir did the brunt of the work, carrying the supplies in blistering heat, almost melting his suit. When I caught the look on his face, I noticed that both in pain and ecstatic at the same time, almost as if sacrificing himself for the greater good of others allowed him to repay the debt only he knew about. And then it says same thing. Go to 192. All right. So same thing. His card will go into his box. So individual objective. Each time you discard a die, but not during exertion, progress the track on this card by 1 for each discarded die. Reset the track on this card at the end of the planetary exploration. So basically, it kind of fits with that journal. You're sacrificing yourself. So he needs to sacrifice 2 of his dice during a mission to complete that objective. All right, buy dice. So for every success token you have, you can spend towards buying dice. You need to spend 1 success token for each die that we currently have. So basically we would need to spend 5 success tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll have 1 left over. So we're going to spend these 5 to give everybody a wild dice. So the wild dice are the ones with the Vanguard symbol as the default, but it does have more injuries on it. So engineering is going to get the blue one. Where is it? All right, so there you go. So same thing, like I said, with the 4 pips on the corners, that's how you know what die this is. So this is basically your wild Vanguard die. So this one goes to engineering, which was yellow. Yeah. And then security, which is my blue, and they get the red one. And then science and recon both get a green one. I just saw them, and then dropping them out didn't do much good. There's 1, 2. One of the things, so you also have a double success. So that's a double success, single success, single success. But then, like I said, it's got 3 hazards. So this goes to science, which is purple, right? Purple is science. Yeah, purple is science, and pink is recon. All right. Congratulations, you've reached the end of the tutorial. Please remember that the additional rules and elements of the game will be revealed later. If you wish to continue your campaign, immediately go to resetting your game procedure. Oh, if you wish to continue this tutorial, go to the next section. Otherwise, go to resetting your game 141 for future playthroughs. We're going to go ahead and continue the campaign from the tutorial. So like I said, the tutorial is nice because it's kind of like preamble. It kind of gets, you got some people leveled up at the very beginning, you got your additional dice. So going in, you're going to be a little bit further ahead, I believe. So that's our discovery. All right. Continue the campaign. You're now ready to perform the first ship management. During this part of the game, you'll travel to new alien worlds, research technology, manufacture new equipment, improve your sections. Various ship managements are performed in the ship book. Place the ship book on the table. So here's our ship book. So let's take these and move these off just in case. I don't know what's going to have us do with these. I'll take these off here. All right, so we have our ship book now. And the Vanguard's in the way. These are all the extra stuff. So these are your extra landers that you can get. This is your logbook. So you can kind of see which path you go down for your logs. You can mark that. This is the logbook if you want to read it instead of using the app. This is the operation book. So same thing, it has all the operation audio logs, but again, this is all in the app. These are, as they're updated on their websites. You can go to Awaken Realms and get them. So there we go. The ship book was already filled with our before the game begins steps. Okay, so now perform the following steps. Place the awaiting envelope on the table. During ship management, you'll sometimes be instructed to place cards in this envelope when you reach the part of the ship book where they need to be used. Open the ship book at pages 28 and 29. 28 and 29. Move unique Discovery 1 from found discovery slot on the planet board to the card slot number 1 on page 29. So because we're not doing the unload action, so normally this right here is your loading, unloading. And so that's what we're doing, is putting it into the unload section. If you have any success tokens remaining on the table, place them in the token bag. The Ziploc bag is used to save your current pool of various tokens. Oh, that's what that's for. All right, so this is a save bag. Okay, so I was using this as the storage bag. This is actually the save bag. Okay. That's my save bag. All right. Each section's player moves any crew members and their crew boards to the resting crew. All right. So this goes to resting crew. He goes to resting crew. I guess we can go ahead and put these in their boxes because there's something out here. Right. Resting crew. All right, so put them in the resting crew. Each section's player takes 2 random cards from the recruits, player B, and places them face up on the table. Each player picks 1 crew member for each of their sections. Insert these crew members into rank 1 sleeves found in the section compartments. Return the rest of the crew member cards to their crew cards in B. So again, it's for each section. So being a single player game, I'm controlling 4 sections. I just had 2 sections on the planet, but I'm technically controlling all 4 sections. In a 2-player game, I'd be controlling 2. Oddly, would be controlling 2. 3-player, it's somebody's controlling 2, everybody else is controlling 1. 4-player, everybody controls their own. All right. All right. So here is the big stack of crew members. So these are all the crew members of the ISS Vanguard. So I'm going to give this probably a couple quick riffle shuffles if I can. There are a lot of cards and they're kind of thick. Oh, there's stories on the back of the cards. Did not know that. And it shows it like an expertise. Huh. And their personnel file. Nope, they're a little bit too thick to riffle shuffle right now. So I can do them in 2 separate stacks. Yeah. Right. So I'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing here. You know, could sleeve these. It says you're supposed to shuffle them each time. I'm not going to shuffle them each time. Shuffle them once, then I'll draw a random. Call it a day. Yeah. All right. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And then we'll put the rest of these back in here. Right. So we'll do them in this order. So we got blue, purple, pink, amarillo. So this is for the security. So we have Agata Andrada. We have Gao Yadin. Neither one of them really feel like security for me, right? Like this guy here's got like a wrench, which to me sounds like, you know, he's a handyman. And then she's got that science symbol. So yeah, expertise science, expertise construction. I mean, I guess it gives you some variability. That way, you know, red dice are normally your strength defense. So it gives you a little bit of variability. The dice, I guess this is where we need to look at how many dice of each color dice we have in here. So I have mostly red dice. So I'm going to take the red one. It makes the most sense, right? Because, well, I have red dice, which means that I can activate her ability more. And then her sub ability for charges, anytime not during an exertion, spend 1 charge to spend a dice instead of exhausting or instead of discarding the dice. All right, so was I supposed to put these inside of the box? Oops. 2 random cards, recruits, sleeves, return the rest. Takes new crew members into their hand. Crew members in a player's hand are known as available crew members. Players who control more than one section keep their available crew members from all sections together. During ship management, you'll be able to assign available crew members to various tasks. However, you can never assign your last available crew member. We only have 1 crew member. I think we're missing something. Like, at some point, we have to be able to get our resting crew members back, right? Yeah, each section's player moves any crew members in their crew to the resting. We did that. All right, well, we'll keep going because this is saying that, you know, we're only going to have 1. So I don't know how we're going to assign crew members to things because we don't have another one unless we're going to get our resting crew members back. All right. All right. So we have Giovanni and we have Janice. Giovanni's got a DNA. Janice has the wrench. This is for our science. Yeah, science. So we have, what do we got? 2 blue, 3 green, 1 red. So blue is better. We'll do the blue. All right. That's that. All right. So we're up to pink, which is recon. So we have the, well, that actually might actually be perfect. So we have an actual recon guy, I think. Xenology. Physical. So this is blue into strength, which is something blue normally can't do. This is red into the eyes, which is something, okay, all of them is something they normally can't do. That's right. So this is red into the little eyeballs. And for his, he's got, all right, so I got 3 green, 2 red. So I guess I'm taking the red. All right. So that's this one. Whoop. And then for yellow, we've got these two. So we have Zoe, which gets pickaxes. We got Carlos, which gets computers. Yeah, gathering and technology. So I guess that's the actual term for those. Gathering and technology. Okay, so I think he has all the blue, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, lots of blue. So we will go with the blue to maximize our capabilities. All right, so everybody's got their thing. These go back in here with the rest of the crew members. I'll just shove them somewhere near the back. That way they're not likely to come up again for a while. All right, each player takes them. You'll be able to assign them, but you can't do the last one. So this means that you may not be able to perform any assignments on your first ship management unless you decide to use the barracks to recruit more crew members. From what I understand, that is the best option, is to do the barracks and the production on the very first. So that's what we're going to do. You're now ready to begin ship management. This uses procedures found in the ship book, some of which may reference components you may have not gained in your campaign. If the procedure refers to a component you have not gained, ignore these steps until later. Hint, as you go through the ship book, it will present you with many options. Don't worry, at this point of the campaign, no choice is bad. However, you suggest once in the ship facility step, you should activate the barracks and production. Okay, so it actually says it in the rulebook. I couldn't remember if people were just talking about on BGG or if it was here. So it is here. All right, so it says now go to log number 750. All the twisting it back and forth made the microphone go down. All right, so let's go to 750.
Captain's log, entry D212.
It seems the final destination of our journey proved to be anything but. The giant pitch-black sphere suspended in the void at the divine coordinates did not contain the answers we sought. Only a mysterious message and a list of countless other worlds. Now, we set off to explore one of them, wondering the true purpose of the mysterious builders of the Eye of the Void. Our mission is about to get much longer and more perilous than we could have imagined back on Earth. Of course, not everyone likes the idea of extending our mission. Many already look back toward home. It's now some 50 light years away.
All right, open the ship book to page 2. So I guess I got to get all these guys off of here and put them back somewhere else. I don't know why I've still got the player aid. I don't know why it told me to keep that out. So you go there, you two go here, and go all the way back to page 2. All right, page 2, the bridge. Congratulations, you've reached the end of the ISS Vanguard tutorial. Close. Yeah. That wasn't nice of them to end the tutorial there on me. Campaign. Okay, so now we got to go to ship phase is in the ship book, if I remember. Okay, so ship phase is discussed in the ship book. So I'll put you over here, which is going to be fun because I can't read that. Okay. So, all right, we'll make sure that you guys can still see it up on top there. All right, so we have objectives, tech level, morale. Morale can be positive, negative, and is going to impact things that we can do. So right here. So if we have high morale, we get +1 of the star markers, which command pool. And then if we are bad, then we get additional situations that will occur. Right? So step 1, install the bridge cards. All right. Take all bridge cards, objectives, secondary objectives, tech level bridge cards out of the awaiting envelope. We don't have any. And put them in the appropriate slots. So we don't have any exception. Tech level is low or tech, then it gets removed instead. Generate command and energy pools. So right now we have 2 stars. So we get 2 of these. And we have 3 energy to spend. All right, so 1, 2, 3. All right. Check for situations. Take out all situation cards out of the awaiting envelope. Don't have any. Place them face up nearby. Resolve the effect text on each situation in any order. Do not discard cards unless it instructs you to. Reveal new situation. Draw a number of situations indicated on our situation card, which is 1. Note, read these situations. So this is in tray B. So there are 2 sections. There's possible situations and future situations. We're going to do possible situations. So we're going to do situation, the first one. I think normally you do them randomly. Yeah. There you go. Resolve situation. Blue. So we'll do the first situation. The rest back in there. All right. So situation homesick. It's been a couple of years since Vanguard left Earth, and the ship's new mission seems like a daunting, enormous enterprise. Some crew members are only now realizing they may never see Earth again. Effect: lose 1 energy or 1 command token if this card is, and shuffle this card into possible situations, or lose 1 success token and shuffle this card into possible situations. DNA or science. When resolved, remove this card from the game. So if we spend a place them face up above. Okay, so right now we're just placing them above the ship book for now. So we're not doing anything with it. So it'll tell us, I guess, how to resolve that shortly. All right, so next we want to prepare the planetary scanner. So we have that. There's our planetary scanner. And then go to page 5, star map. So now we're going to go exploring. 6, 5, star map. Scouting mission. So we're going to fly ISS Vanguard to new locations. During this step, you'll perform any of the following tasks in whichever order you want, as many times you want. This step ends once you've placed the landing card on a planetary scanner. You are able to perform any other task or choose to end your step. So we can fly to a new system, choose an outbound system from those listed, pay the energy listed. Some systems have specific upgrades required. Visit a destination within a system. So once we get to a new system, if it depicts a shuttle icon, take the listed landing card and place it in the planetary scanner so that the information about the planet is hidden. This will end this step. Note, if the destination lists a landing card that's no longer in the game, you cannot land there. Warning, if you end this step without a landing card in the planetary scanner, immediately read the adrift section at the bottom of the page. Scan planet. Take the scanner, flip it so that its energy side cost is visible, then follow the instructions on the scanner. Close the system maps. Go to page 6, facilities. So we are here, right? So we are currently in the void. So the options from the void is go to Beta Tarsoni, which takes 6 energy, which we don't have. We only have 3, and requires a bridge upgrade 002 on page 22. Right now, all we have is an unidentified signal that we want to go to. So the only thing we can do is go to TOI, which is, I guess, something of interest. Topic of interest? LOI would be location of interest. I don't know. But we're going to go there. So we're going to spend 1 of our energy to go there. And it says go to log number 400.
Captain's log. Entry D211.
Good luck, away team. As we sped toward the closest system marked on the builder's star map, Vanguard launched an FTL probe back toward Earth to relay all the knowledge we'd gathered so far. However, it may take years before it reaches our homeland, and the mission might be long concluded before we receive an answer. We're truly alone now, barreling into the unknown, the farthest human-made object in the galaxy. We only have ourselves to count on. I've ordered the section leaders to prepare their crews for anything. We nearly lost one full away team. I do not want to repeat the same mistakes. After all, who knows what awaits us at our new destination?
All right. So congratulations, you made your first space voyage. Go to page 3 of the System Maps book, TOI 02, which is the next page. So we are now here. This is our current position. All right. Use the current system bookmark and the file maps to bookmark the page. The TOI system, page 3, which is where we are.
Captain's log. Entry 213.
The landing on the Eye of the Void laid bare 2 key facts. First, our landers will face unpredictable threats. Second, even a short scouting mission can leave the away team stranded for weeks. During our long flight to TOI-2C, we had plenty of time to put our leading researchers and engineers to work, addressing these weaknesses as section leaders prepare their crew for another ground mission. I hope things will go smoother than last time. Unfortunately, the first long-range scans of planets in the system revealed something troubling.
All right. So as you can see in the system map, there's several destinations. Since this is your first space travel, instead of following the rules on the star map ship book page further, simply follow these steps. In your system map books, read the description rules for... Oh, well, leave that alone. Leave it. That is not yours. Give me that. That is not yours. It's even. You be a good girl. All right. So it says instead read TOIC 2, Elucid destination number 3. This is where you will land next. Take your planetary scanner. The purpose of this component is to make it easy for you to reveal only parts of information contained in the landing cards. The parts you will pay for using your energy. Find L0 or L1 landing card, tray B. Do not read it. This information in the front of the landing card. Insert it into our scanner, right? Reveal the first segment for cost of 0. Pay 1 to get the next one. Pay a third to get to the last one. But I don't have enough energy to do that. I only had 2 energy. Oh, 1, 2. Okay, so that's my third energy. Okay. Flip the scanner over and view the results. If scanned correctly, you should have text on all 3 segments of the card. What dangers wandered? Leave both the scanner and the card on the table. You'll probably want to review it for more when you prepare for your mission. So we want L1. Yep, L1 Lucid. So there we go. So it has the 3 costs there. So we're going to put that into our scanner. Handy dandy scanner. So that's what it said. You pay 0. Make sure that the cameras will let me proceed. That's it for now. Planet Lucid will always be the second step in the campaign, but after that, you'll be able to fly wherever you want. Close and store your system maps book. You will soon continue ship management. Okay, there we go. So 0, and then it says, okay, I can spend 1, so we'll spend the 1. And then it says, okay, I can spend 1, so spend the 1. And then basically we've now revealed everything. So we flip it over. It's like a little scanner. So landing, orbital debris detected. Shields are advised. Frequent checks are strength and axes. Biomes are this little city one and this little spinny thing. Danger are solar flares. Shields and compasses advised. Prepare for A danger rolls. Oh, see, it told us it didn't tell us to keep the danger card. It said keep the regular reference card. It's the danger card we need. There you go. There, danger A. Danger roll Robins. Okay, so it basically makes us expend dice, so it's not too bad. Okay. All right, so we close this. Put that over here. And then we continue to page 6. So page 6, ship facilities. Choose a facility, spend 1 command token. So we only have 2, right? To go to that section. So first thing we want to do is go to the barracks on 16, because we can't do production until we've gone to the barracks. So we will go to the barracks. Spent that. So barracks. Train recruits rank 3. All right. Transfer dismiss crew members. You may transfer available crew members between sections on a one-for-one basis. To do this, exchange the rank sleeve for each traded crew member for a rank sleeve of the new section. Rank 2 or 3 crew member loses 1 rank when traded. Basically, I guess, you're going to a new section, so you don't know anything, so you got to start over. Players may also dismiss available or resting crew members. To do so, move crew members from their rank sleeve, return the sleeve to the section compartment, and place crew members in recruits. All right. Train recruits. You may assign 1 or more available crew members of rank 3 to train recruits. For each assigned crew member, you may promote 1 rank 1 crew member to a section rank 2. Place both the assigned crew member and the newly promoted crew member in the resting crew tray. So it's a way for you to get your new recruits up to speed with your existing recruits. Draft new crew members. Take 5 random recruits and place them face up nearby. If the current morale, see the page 3, is high, take 6 cards instead of the current morale is low. Take 4 cards. Then, in an order chosen by the security section player, choose one of the revealed cards, placing them into their rank 1 sleeve, adding them to their hand. Return all crew members not chosen by the recruits back to the tray. All right. So there we go. So we get to do 5 more random people. Yep. All right. So we're gonna do a couple chop shuffles here. Chop shuffle. Instead of like real shuffles, we'll just do a couple. Or not. It's not even chopping correctly for me. All right. And we're just going to take 2 for blue, 2 for purple, 2 for pink, and 2 para amarillo. So for the security, we have Camilo and we have Natalia. During a dice check, spin 1 charge to turn 1 result into... Ooh, that's a good one. Spin 1 charge to refresh all red. This costs 2 to do. This costs 1 to do. So, or no, that's how much you start with. So she only starts with 1 charge and is going to spend it. I like her. I think I like her better. So we're going to go ahead and get Camelia. And she's going to join the security team. And then she goes away. All right. So this is for purple. Now, again, I'm picking them without looking at the dice because my assumption is that they would provide they both have the same symbol. So they'd provide the same symbol for the thing. And these are ball wrenches too. Wow, this is just weird that it worked out that way. Systematic, spin 1 charge to refresh all dice. So maybe I don't want to do Camila because then I'm stuck with 2 of the same symbol. I like her ability though. Yeah, let's not do that. But let's try to get as many of the symbols as we can, I think. So that. When assisting, spend 1 charge to assist a crew member in any sector. That's pretty strong. Spend 1 charge to refresh all green die. Do I have a lot of green die? Yeah, I got 3 green die. So actually that one, man, both of these are good. That's fine. I'll do this one because she's got a lot of green die. Or not she, but this section has a lot of green die. All right. Next is recon. During a dice check, spend 1 charge to choose a crew member assisting you and turn 1 die in their roll to any result. Okay. When assisting, spend 1 charge to assist with 2 die instead of 1. After the dice check, return those 2 die to available die. We don't have a computer yet. We don't have a strength yet either. Oh, no, we have a computer here. I mean, both of them are strong. I think I'll go with this one, though. So that way, again, so we have the variability of the when we're doing the production. So Millie Peters joins the recon. And then the last 2, we have Arby, we have Andrew. During a dice check, spin 1 charge, move 1 die with a injury result from the roll pool to the spent pool. Okay, so that way, if say there's a danger symbol injury symbol on something that's going to activate, you can just basically get rid of it. Okay. Andrew McVeigh, he's spend 1 charge to assist a crew member in any sector. So again, that's a good one. That's similar to the other one that I put back. And we don't have a shield, so I think, yep, Andrew makes the cut. There we go. Okay, so we have hired our crew. Put you guys back there. So that is the first thing. Choose your next facility. So we go back to the thing. I know I'm going to go to production, but we'll do it later. So that is, what was that, page 5? No, 6. Yeah. All right, so ship facility, then we get to go to the next one. So we're going to go to the production complex, which is page 12. So production. Page 13 is what we currently have in production. These are research projects. It didn't tell us to add these. I'm guessing that's part of it. If we would have gone there, we would have been able to put these in there. Page 14 consists of 3 rows. The top row is used for production. All right, so we gain new production. Take all production project cards out of the awaiting. We don't have any. We have 2 research projects. Install production upgrades. Take all production upgrade cards out of the awaiting envelope. Insert them into an empty production upgrade slot, which we don't have. Progress current projects, which we don't have because it's our first time. Start new projects. Choose a number of production projects on page 13. Place them in their starting slots of any available. Listed slot is occupied. You may place the project in any empty slot to the left of the starting labs. There's no valid slot for the project. Return it to the ready. Boost production. You may assign available crew members to work in assembly. Choose a production project on page 14. Assign the available crew members whose convert icons match the ones printed. Then move 1 card to the right. The slot must be empty. Whenever a project moves to the stage 3, take the card, flip it, resolve its text, remove it from the game. You may repeat the entire step as many times. Choose your next facility. Return to page 6 of the ship book. All right. So we have section tools, grants, lander mods, equipment, and production projects. Improved Vanguard systems, bridge upgrades, lander mods, facility upgrades, heavy mission equipment, production equipment, or production project and equipment. And then Pelican lander gives us another lander. Don't think I want to do the lander. Starting stage 1, starting stage 2, starting stage 3. So I can do these 2 just because I can put them in there. And then this one here, or this one here. Improve Vanguard systems. Long trek in the Eye of the Void made our first mission, gave us many ideas on how to improve our new home. Heavy mission equipment. Study various plans will likely require us to employ a wide range of heavy mission equipment. I think we're going to do these. I'm going to do this one, and this one. All right. All right. So right here we've got stage 2, stage 1, stage 3. All right. So to get this one to be completed, we need any symbol. This one completed, we need a computer or a wrench. This one needs a wrench. So to get this to go twice, we basically need a computer and a wrench, which we have. So if we say we do the wrench, which ability do I want? Spin 1 to refresh all green. Spin 1 to assist any number of dice instead of 1 dice. I think I'll do this one. All right. And then we need 1 computer, which is, this is my only computer, so that one's going to have to go there. So that'll get it 2 spots. This one here, we have 2. We have 2 people left. So it doesn't matter which one we do. The next planet we need strength. So I want to keep my strength, so we'll use this one. And the pickaxe, so we'll use this one. Okay. So we'll complete this one first. So that goes there. This gets completed. And we'll do this after we get it all done. We'll just solve this up. All right. So one of these is going to move it here. The other one is going to move it out. So that does 2 spots. Oops. So that is now completed. And then this one here is just going to move it 1 spot. All right. So production here, we get a bunch of goodies. So I'm going to pull this out to make it slightly easier on me, maybe. So we get the move the following pods into my awaiting envelope. So A01, which these are bridge cards, I think. O, B, 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 no. Nope. Yeah, there we go. A01, A02, A03. Those go into my awaiting envelope. Okay, there you go. Then move the following cards from unavailable equipment to the armory. So this is my unavailable equipment. There we go. So we get med kit ×2. We get the portable AI, the jetpack, the construction arm, the adrenaline shot, which kind of makes sense. They're all the ones right here in the front. And then that goes right in front of where they were, which is the armory. Move the following cards from the production projects to the awaiting. Production projects. C04 and C05. All right, so these go to the awaiting. All right, so that one is now complete. So this goes to projection completed projects. Oh, they get discarded because you don't need them anymore. All right. This one is improved Vanguard systems. So we get B bridge section. Let's put the following in your awaiting. Bridge section number 9. Bridge section number 9. Lander mods. Let's do this facility upgrades before we leave here. No, these aren't facility upgrades. Lander mod A08. Oh, why my lander mods are in here backwards? Because I have them in there backwards. All right. And then facility upgrades F04. Okay, go facility upgrades. F04. F04. Okay. And then tech level 2 card from the bridge cards. Why didn't I put those together since I was already in the bridge cards? Tech level 2. All right, so that one's now complete. So that gets into the discard. Adios. All right. And then these go to resting crew now because we used them. All right. So we completed that. Choose your next thing, which we don't have any more command points to spend. So let's see what it tells us to do. Should be preparing our lander now. 06. So once you don't have anything left, discard any energy command tokens remaining in the pools. Place all success tokens remaining in the pools in the token bag. Place all situation cards above the ship book in the awaiting envelope. All right, so all of you go in here. Go to page 18, the hangar. All right, so page 18, we currently have one lander, which is the Space Ranger, which reminds me of Toy Story, of course, right? Which is Void Ranger, Dragonfly, Space Ranger. There you go. So we have a Space Ranger here. All right. Take all lander cards out of the awaiting. This could get annoying quick. Nope. Get lander mod. All right, so here's all of our lander mods because we just unlocked all of those. That would be why the game said to do that first. All right. Insert each into the empty slot on page 19. All right, well, that's a typo. On page 21. We have a structural upgrade. Okay, it's the same on both sides. I was double checking. It is the same on both sides. We have an emergency broadcast system. We have a multi-directional thrusters. And we have heavy armor plating. Right? So, install lander mods. Take all lander mods out of the waiting envelope. Now that we did that. Repair landers. If any lander card will 19 face down, which we're not. Choose a lander. So well, we kind of have this lander here that we're going to use. Customize lander. Choose lander mods and cards on page 21. Place them in the empty slots of the lander board. Max 1 per slot. There are 2 mod types, structural and utility. You may place 1 in each. So here we go. So we have 2 spots. And if we look at the planet that we're going to, it says that it is recommended to have shields and compass for that. But for landing, it's up here we want the shields. So we definitely want to add our structural, which would be our shields, because it's, says that's important. And then for utility, we only have 1 utility, so it makes the job pretty easy. We have this one here. So that gives us +2 to our armor, which we already had 2, so that puts us at 4. And then this one here basically is emergency broadcast system. Crew members may discard 1 charge each and move this mod to the awaiting envelope. And then you gain 2 supplies. So basically it's a way to get 2 more supplies. So you start at 6 based on this lander. But of course, then you can get 2 more to get to 8. So it's kind of like emergency situation. We need more supplies. All right. So we've done that. We've done that. Customize the lander. We did that. Go to page 23, mission launch procedure. Now, depending what this tells us to do, we may not be launching because we just want to go through this part. The launch is probably going to take us down to the ship, which we would do on our next stream with me and Anthony. So mission launch procedure. Planetopia is not open. Go to step 3. Planetopia is open. So basically it's saying, is it open? Is it not open? Whatnot. We'll pretend like it is not open right now because technically it's not. But basically what it says is you basically, if it is, you record your current planet board. If there's any planet record sheet that, if you were exploring here. So this is if you're playing multiple in one game. Your planet needs to stay the same. So when you come back, the planet's the same way that it was before. So you'd have to record this down, how your planet was set up, take the planet apart, and so forth. Now you're going to prepare your away team. The information revealed on the landing card, the planetary man provides you information to awaits. Each player selects one of their available crew members, which is, I kind of did that earlier. Each player selects one available crew members. If you're solo, you must select 2 crew members with 2 different sections. There are not enough crew members for the away team. Then you draw a crew member from the recruits. And basically, you get a free recruit. If somehow one section doesn't have enough, you get a free recruit. Return any remaining crew to the resting crew. Each player takes a crew board for the crew member in the away team under their control. Each player fills their crew board with section dice from their section compartment following these rules. Section dice may only be placed in matching colored slots. Slots depicting a ranks are only available in the crew member of that rank or higher. If you have more selection dice than available empty slots, then you got to keep them in your container. Each section creates a section deck of at least 10 cards in their section cards. So basically, when you first start, they recommend that you start with the ones with the blue or the white line on them as your first deck. And it may say that in the app once we get there. But I remember a playthrough, that's what they said. But this is a level 2 card. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 level 1 cards. Because 4 of them are these more advanced cards. So you would just make your deck with your section cards for whoever you're taking. Load the lander. Take all equipment cards from the armory card tray B. So this is our armory cards that we had, right? So we have the adrenaline shot. Roll the danger die to refresh all die, then return this to the armory. Construction arm, convert a blue into a wrench. Jetpack, spend or exhaust one of your red die to move to another connected sector, ignoring path icons. This counts as an action. Portable AI, whenever you make a dice check in a flag section, you may roll one die from your spent. Med kit, you or another crew member in your sector discards one injury die. One injury card. Sorry. No, die. The injury done. Huh. I would imagine you have to get rid of the card too, because without the die, the injury wouldn't do much good. So you basically would take it based on how much space your lander can hold. In our case, we can do 4. So we can hold 4 personal items and then 2 mission items, which we don't have any mission items. And then basically you put that on here, right? And so you can land. All right, and then strap in, check the upper part of the landing card. It contains a number of log and briefing. I don't see an upper part of a landing card. Oh, here you go. So upper part of landing card. So here we go right here. It says we're going to go to 315. It'll give us the briefing, and then we'll go through that to land on the planet. Once we do that, then we'll do the same thing that we did at the very beginning, right? Roll dice, try to explore, try to improve our characters, improve our ship, and that's that. All right, guys, that is the end of the tutorial. Went through both the exploration phase or the planet phase and the ship phase. There's much more in this game beyond that. Of course, we've only scratched the surface. If you'd like to watch our gameplay, you know, either plan to play this, and hopefully we play it often enough. I'm really excited to play it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell notification to know when we go live. If you have any suggestions, comments, anything about this, make sure you let us know down in the comments as well. That way when we get our first gameplay, we're a little bit head up. Maybe you guys can tell us which characters you would like us to play as. So here are our 4 characters we have. I was gonna put them out for you guys to see. But yeah, let us know which 2 sections you want us to play. Of course, we did upgrade our blue and purple in this playthrough, so maybe we want to play the pink and the yellow. Again, it does want us to have the strength and the axe. So the strength is our recon pink section. The axe is our blue science section, or is that security? Security section. However, it also says it recommends shields and a compass. Well, shields is our yellow section, so that does actually come in handy as well. Nobody has compasses, so I don't even know if any of our dice have compasses. Either way, appreciate everybody who came out to the live stream today to watch this tutorial. If you're watching it after the fact, appreciate that as well. Until next time, guys. Peace.